Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And a top of the morning to you on this September the 8th, 2021.
I think I'll go and brew some coffee.
Well, you go right on ahead and do that.
Please stop! Can you at least stab me in my ear?
I'm not going to stab you, okay? Just come over here and let me grab your little ear.
People are complaining. They want to know if you guys can maybe just do it right.
Yeah, we always seem to do things right around here, but I can tell you one thing that's right. It's the time, which is 6:07 right now. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 6:07 a.m.
Running on pure adrenaline this morning with about 1.5 hours sleep as I got called into work last night, Bonnie.
You did, really?
That's right.
You only got 1.5 hours sleep out of it?
You're looking at it, and this is bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. One of our guys is sick, not feeling too well, doesn't have COVID. So, of course, being that I'm, large in charge up there and taking care of all things, somebody's got to come in and run all the video equipment. So guess who had to go in? Yours truly. That's right.
So, what time did you get home?
I got home pretty late because, the games, they run late. They run till 10 o'clock, or so. And then by the time I wind down and I don't sleep very well, so I got about between laying down and getting up and laying down and getting up, I think a total of 90 minutes of sleep last night.
And did you sleep better knowing that the St. Lucie Mets won? Did they win last night?
No, they lost.
Oh, so then you didn't get any sleep at all.
No, it was
I
depressing.
wouldn't get any such sleep at all then, knowing that my team lost.
No, it was depressing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was depressing.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. But that's okay. Back at it today. Again, we got a 12 noon game at the ballpark. Actually, 12:10 first pitch. I got to make sure I can get that right, or I'll get chastised by the brass.
Are you going to be out there this afternoon?
I got my Mets gear on, so I'll be there, and I'll be there running the video again. My backup announcer is actually going to be announcing the game again as he did last night because he doesn't know how to run the video stuff. So I'm like the only other person that knows how to run all the video stuff.
If it doesn't rain, maybe I'll come to the game this afternoon.
You should.
That's a maybe.
It's going to be a gorgeous day out.
Of course, my chores come first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And, let's see, I already made my NFL picks, so I don't have to go on Yahoo to do that. No,
okay.
I made 2 picks.
That's
2 picks,
it?
Yeah, and then I do the rest on Sunday.
Oh.
The only pick I did was for the Tampa game tomorrow night. And also, the New York Giants Denver game, I made my pick too because, Giants fans are going to hate me.
Really?
Because I picked the Giants to have the less amount of points this coming week.
Oh.
For football. I think they play Denver. And
okay.
I don't know why I picked them. Maybe because I read about some maybe ruckus that they had in their preseason or something about a mishap on the field or some sort of thing.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that Denver will beat them. But anyway, so I picked Denver for this week's game over the Giants.
All right.
Not like I dislike the Giants. It's just my kind of like my pick.
Personal choice.
Yeah.
Everybody's allowed to have one of those.
Well, not really a choice, just my thoughts about the up-and-coming game and what might happen there. And the Giants fans are hoping that I'm absolutely wrong, which I have been.
You should be a sports analyst because you analyze everything.
No.
I think you should.
I should analyze more, being in the business that we are in.
Right.
But there are so many players, good gosh, so many players on the NFL teams to keep up with and keeping up with the coaches and, what's kind of like going on behind the scenes. It's a lot. In baseball, in the baseball world, too, with so many games.
Okay.
And then you watch all these players and lately the news is, did they get the vaccination or didn't they? Are there COVID-19 rules or are there not?
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Want to say congratulations to New York Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, reached 100 home runs. He's the youngest player to ever reach that milestone that quickly.
Imagine that, right?
100 home runs.
Yeah, and how old is Mr. Alonso?
I don't even think he's 30. He was just with us a few years ago in Port St. Lucie with the St. Lucie Mets, and then he worked his way through the system, and he's up with the big boys. Won the home run derby this past year, and I think the year before, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a two-time champion of the Home Run Derby at the All-Star Game. So congratulations. Hats off to Pete Alonso.
Yep, it seems like I did hear his name here with the St. Lucie Mets, too, like you said not too long ago.
Yep. So otherwise, that's about it. That's everything in a nutshell for today. You've got things you're going to be doing. I've got stuff I'm going to be doing, and it's just one of those kind of days. Everybody's busy.
I know. And, oh, boy, if I went out to Clover Park, I would have to make a stop once again at Burlington.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's where I went yesterday. And you know what? I refrained. You
didn't buy anything?
From spending anything. Well, I looked around. See, I was pre-shopping. I was pre-looking. Topanga's 16th birthday is next month.
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to be I'm going to be that stepmom. It's kind of like you don't know what to get for somebody's 16th, and you know that Mama and Papa might beat you with what they're getting anyway, and you can't really think about that.
I got the best thing you can give a 16-year-old. The best thing, and it's what every 16-year-old likes this. Every single one. A
season pass to Universal.
No.
A season pass to SeaWorld.
Cold, hard
liquor.
Cash. If you're giving liquor to a 16-year-old, I'm walking out that door because I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I do not want to have nothing to do with that.
Well, I hope she's not listening because
I don't think so.
I looked around. Those kids over in DeLand do watch us on Facebook Live now.
They do?
Ever since we were talking about them.
Oh my gosh! All right.
They have a feeling we might be talking about them again,
like we are this morning. But yeah, cold hard cash. That's what we give. Pretty much ours is we just put cash in an envelope, put it in a card, and happy birthday, Merry Christmas, whatever. And this way, you know what? You can't go wrong with cold hard cash because then they can go out and buy whatever the heck they want, and you can't get it wrong.
You see, I might really be spoiling her this time because I might get her multiple things that I spotted, and a gift card to somewhere maybe that she likes, or maybe like a gift card even to Walmart or anywhere where she can go and spend on what she wants. I'm going to get her multiple little gifts, I think, and a gift card because this is 16.
Do they have a Forever 21 up in DeLand?
I think they do.
Great store for teenagers.
And if they don't have it in DeLand or that area, they probably have it in Daytona.
They have one in the mall here, Treasure Coast Mall, Forever 21. Great store for teenagers.
Yeah, and I haven't been to Forever 21 for a while, and I actually like some of the clothing that's in there.
They got some good
because
stuff.
I'm Forever 21 too.
That's true. And, you don't age. You're like fine wine. With age, you only get better.
I don't know about that. Well, man, the clothes they had in Burlington though yesterday, and the shoes. I'm a Nike girl, and I like Nike running shoes.
Did you find any?
I wanted to buy these Pumas that I saw.
Oh, you're switching. You're a trader.
Oh, these shoes were nice. And they had sweet Fila shoes. Is that how you pronounce the F-I-L-A?
Yeah, Fila. That's
the Fila?
Yeah.
Man, they had some great Fila shoes that I would have purchased. I wanted to purchase like everything.
Oh, why didn't you?
But, I had very
Just
little.
take the plastic out.
I had very little cash on me. And I've got to say, within the last 3 or 4 weeks, I probably paid back at least $700 to $800 on my credit card.
Oh my!
So I told myself, why go back? Why keep spending? You want this card to go to zero. Why stop now?
Okay. Wow.
I got it.
And you know the answer to that?
Yeah.
Keep adding more to the credit card. Get more in debt. There you go. There's your answer.
Yeah, I got home and I told Gary I saw a lot of T-shirts and stuff for him I wanted to buy, and he goes, "You didn't buy it, boy. Are you cheap?"
Oh my gosh.
Are you cheap?
Jeez. I have been on a tear as of late on Amazon, but I have a method to my madness. See, I have a little side hustle that I have a separate bank account.
Oh, a side hustle that
I have a
pays
little-
for it anyway.
Yeah, I have a side hustle.
So you
I'm
can
not gonna
spend
say,
that.
I'm not going to say what that side hustle is.
Okay.
But I have a side hustle.
And so you can kind of spend that money guilt-free.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's
my side hustle. I have like the separate bank account
right.
that Rachel does know about. It's called my backup account. And that's where I keep my like play money, my side hustle money. So what I do is, I love earning Sky Miles on my Delta Sky Miles American Express because I can convert those miles into free airline tickets. So what I do is I will go on Amazon and I will buy whatever it is I want, use my American Express, and then I'll take the side hustle money and pay the American Express off like within an hour.
Ah, yeah.
Done and over with.
Wonderful. That's smart.
And then I get the miles. That's what I do. And see, Gavin I got him an American Express card. He has his own credit card. And what he does now is instead of using his bank card, he has his own Sky Miles account. So he charges everything on American Express. And then when the bill comes, he just pays it off and he's building up his bank of miles on his account.
You know, it's important for young people to do that too, to build up a little credit and know what they're doing.
Oh,
actually, back when I started with a credit card, it was a Discover. And I'm only 18 or 19.
Right.
And I really wasn't even taught the importance of paying it back. I wasn't a big spender.
Right.
I spent like maybe $50 or $100 on it. Because I didn't know really what a credit card was all about, I didn't pay it. So my credit didn't go in shambles, but, you got the calls. It might have gone down a little bit because of it. Because not all of kids fresh out of high school know. I mean, there are certain ones that have a better idea about economics and just know better about the world.
Yeah.
But I was one of those kids who didn't. My parents knew I wasn't going to go into a spending frenzy anyway because I've never been a big spender.
I screwed up my credit big time when I was a kid. Growing up, my dad got me my first credit card. It was in my name, and I took that bad boy and ran it up to like $7,000.
Oh, I thought you were going to say $700.
Oh, no,
Evan,
$7,000.
which
I'll
would have
never
been
forget
enough.
it. I had
Wow.
a pretty high credit limit, so I didn't think nothing of it. So I just charged and, charged, and then when the bill would come, it says pay minimum amount, like $37. So I'm, okay, this is pretty cool.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, pretty simple.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
But-
my balance is not going anywhere. And I'm thinking, all right, why is this happening? Well, to find out, the interest.
It was all going to interest. What you
It was
were
all
paying.
going to interest. I
Yes.
was just paying interest.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the heck with this. I'm just not going to pay it anymore. So I started using another credit card that I got. I figured, what the heck, I got one. I'll apply for another one. So I got another credit card and got another credit card.
Going credit card crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
So eventually I had like $25,000, $30,000 in credit card debt when I was like 20 years old.
Yowza.
Yeah.
I can't
It was
imagine.
bad. It was real bad. It was an addiction. It was like a drug.
And once you get up there in the thousands, like you're saying, it's hard to get that balance down. It's not easy.
So what I did was I just I never paid the credit card, and I just let it go to collection agencies is what I did. And then eventually got to collection agencies and started getting the phone calls from the collection agents and this and that and the other.
Yeah.
And I just stopped answering my phone. Then eventually the accounts got closed because for non-payment, and they all got written off. So then I had 7 years of no credit. Literally 7 years.
You know what? You learned the hard way, but
Oh,
at
man,
least
did I.
But you learned early enough
Yeah.
to straighten it out.
Boy, that was a lesson learned. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Now, today, man, I got perfect credit. My Beacon score's like 800 plus
That's
on
excellent.
all three bureaus.
Excellent.
I'm just like, I'm very blessed. I am, and boy, that was a lesson learned that I will never ever go back and do again.
Well, it sounds like you worked very hard to, get your credit score back.
Oh, my gosh, 7 years.
Yes.
I mean, I was crippled for 7 years. I had to pay for everything with cash. So that was like no plastic, no nothing.
And then
but it was an addiction.
When you do have the bad credit from a bad credit score, too, you're last on getting those loans.
Yeah.
And if you do get a loan, you're paying more than others.
Mm-hmm. Same thing when you go to get, like, utilities and things like that. They run your credit, and then they see you have bad credit, and then they charge you a larger deposit for things.
Yeah,
So
it's
credit
true.
is so valuable. It's not just for, like, getting a loan. It's also for just so many different things that you want to do in life.
I think it should be taught to high school kids.
Yeah. I
still
agree.
think that should be one of the major
I
courses.
agree. A financial class has to be taught to these high school kids. They should have, like, a financial planner or somebody as a school teacher teaching the value of credit.
Not just
so
teaching
important.
them how to write out a check.
Yeah.
I mean, big deal.
I mean, and you know what else? Oh man, here we go. Small rant for 30
Okay,
seconds.
yes.
All right, small rant for 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
When in God's name in school, when you're taking math, are you going to use algebra and calculus and trigonometry in your everyday life?
Maybe when your wife calls and gives us an algebra problem.
Oh my gosh. I mean, who uses that stuff in everyday life? Nowadays, it's 1 + 1 = 2. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
You don't need to know algebra and trigonometry and calculus. And
I need to know simple plus and minus and subdivision.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Which amount of my bills go here and how much of X dollars do I have left to spend?
That's all you need to know in today's society. Who cares about all that other garbage? That's the 30-second rant. 6:23 on a rest of the rant-free show this morning, okay? It's time for news, and let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Florida is seeing a decrease in patients hospitalized because of COVID-19. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Service website said yesterday there were more than 2,000 fewer COVID patients at Florida hospitals than the week before. School district leaders in St. Lucie County are working to help students better learn while quarantining. Here's WPTV's Derek Lowe.
At White City Elementary School.
Typically, it's about 20 minutes of a tutoring session.
Sierra Trabal is putting in extra hours to help students required to sit out.
My role as the quarantine support teacher is to support our students in their learning while they are on quarantine.
District leaders launched the new support system this year after academic performance fell last school year. Each campus has a set number of teachers dedicated to help.
We do know that some students do much better when they have the support of an adult.
With math, I mean, if they are not seeing the teacher model through the problem and work through the problem with them and give them something as a guide, then that's where they have difficulty.
When students are notified that they're subject to quarantine, a support staff teacher will reach out right away.
I call the students or I set up the meeting and they join in onto my meeting and they'll see me. I'm looking at this computer, they see me, I see them.
From there, teachers like Sierra can help students work through assignments.
The parents are receptive and they're glad that somebody has called because it's a tough time. It can be overwhelming.
The tutoring is available typically after school lets out. District leaders say they plan to keep the program in place indefinitely.
But everybody's working to make sure that our kids are successful.
In St. Lucie County, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV.
New law enforcement officers in Florida could eventually receive a $5,000 signing bonus. Speaking in Lakeland on Tuesday, Governor Ron DeSantis announced a sweeping proposal to recruit and retain law enforcement officers in the Sunshine State. Part of the plan includes a $5,000 signing bonus for law enforcement officers who are new to Florida, including those who have recently entered the profession, along with veteran officers from other states who are relocating here. Fight to restore federal pandemic unemployment compensation payments continues in Florida court. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
The initial lawsuit to restore boosts was announced in late July. Gia Caccaro among the plaintiffs.
Taking that $300 away is the exact amount I'm short on my bills every single month. And again, there's nobody hiring me. I'm a 52-year-old paralegal, and it's very difficult to find someone that will hire me.
The group alleged the state was required to use the federal money. But Circuit Judge J. Lane Smith disagreed, ruling last week DeSantis was within rights to withdraw early. He also questioned how claimants would be paid retroactively.
His entire ruling, the premise that he set out, is 100% politicized.
It was frustrating for Vanessa Brito, who helped organize the lawsuit.
So we want to try to give him a chance to do the right thing.
Brito's helped raise nearly $30,000 to support future legal challenges, which she says are coming. Attorneys planning to file a motion this week calling on the judge to reconsider his ruling. And if that doesn't work, an appeal in district court is next.
I want to see how many times they can really turn their back on people.
State officials, however, have applauded the circuit court's verdict. DEO saying in a statement it was, quote, the right decision legally and is proven to increase employment and workforce participation.
Yep, how about you, bud? Two grilled cheese, all right.
Critics question whether that's true, even as the state's economy recovers. Unemployment is below the national average, and Florida has seen 15 consecutive months of job growth.
A $1,000 reward is being offered for information about a missing Okeechobee County woman police say was last seen over a year ago. Kelly Nicole Sherman, age 33, was last seen on May 10, 2020 in the area of 605 Northeast Park Street in Okeechobee. She has red hair and blue eyes and weighs between 115 and 120 pounds. Police said Kelly has cherries tattoos on the right side of her abdomen and stars on her foot. Anyone with information about Kelly Nicole Sherman is urged to call the Okeechobee City Police Department at 863-763-5521 or visit the Finding Kelly Nicole Sherman Facebook page. And lastly, a 16-year-old Eagle Scout in Georgia has now earned every merit badge you can get. All 137 of them. Less than 500 people have ever done that. And a real hero in the news, a guy in Massachusetts who lost his family in a fire 2 decades ago, ran into a burning building on Sunday and saved his neighbor's life. Nelson Cruz homered twice to become the oldest member of the 30 Homer Club as the Rays outslugged the Red Sox 12-7 at Fenway Park. Tampa Bay moved 9.5 games ahead of the Yankees and 10 up on Boston in the AL East. News time at 6:29. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
Host of the Today with Denny show, where we talk about financial and healthy well-being from a common sense perspective. This is a show where we cover what's on your mind, like local, world, and entertainment news. So tune in, have fun, share your story Thursday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. on WSTU 1450 AM radio.
.629 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
And for this Wednesday morning, let's bring up the latest highway report and see if there's any action. And there isn't, and that's like a really good thing. So we're seeing a clean, clear ride on your way to work, including the major highways. US 1 looks good right here, too, this morning. And there's your latest look at traffic. It's 76 in Stewart, and in Sun Valley, Idaho, clear sky in 52. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly clear skies and rain-free for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, and scattered late-day showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, scattered showers and storms picking up during the evening hours. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours. Friday, hot and humid as highs climb to the low 90s. Scattered afternoon to evening showers and storms possible.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
No hype, just facts. I'm Casey, and I invite you to tune into the Casey Ingram Show at my new time, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Hear from community leaders, learn about some of our great nonprofit organizations, get the latest updates from our elected officials, and meet the candidates. Even rock and roll legends have joined the show from time to time. I'm conservative but not divisive, bringing you the talk of the community. It is a fun and interesting hour beginning at 10 a.m. every Wednesday on WSTU AM 1450 and Facebook Live at The Casey Ingram Show.
Are you looking for your dream home? I am Eileen Simons, a licensed realtor with eXp Realty. My team and I can help you find your dream home on the Treasure Coast and beyond. I bring 20-plus years experience with the residential real estate market, helping both buyers and sellers achieve their dreams. Call or text me at 772-200-5105 or visit our website at mydreamhomeusa.com.
So, have you heard this one? A priest and a rabbi come into this radio station. Really, it's a priest and a rabbi. Right here, Friday mornings beginning at 9. Here on WSTU, AM 1450. Bring your questions and join their lively conversation with Father Christian from St. Mary's Episcopal Church and Rabbi Matt Durbin from the Temple Beit Hayim. It's a priest and a rabbi. Friday mornings at 9 here on WSTU.
Let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Every year, thousands of patio and beach umbrellas end up missing due to hurricanes. Maybe you forgot to crank it down and bring it in. Or maybe the hurricane winds tossed it into another neighbor's yard, and now it's gone. Won't you please help find the umbrellas? Warning, you won't find your umbrella, and if you do, it'll be broken, so you'll have to order another one anyways.
You know, that song that plays in that parody commercial reminds me of those commercials that they play that literally tug at your heart pertaining to the
animals.
the animals, the ASPCA.
Yeah.
They want you for just $4.95 a month. You could feed 7 animals. Or however, whatever their commercial. But you get the gist of what I'm saying.
They really tug at your heartstrings. They really do. And another one that really tugs at my heartstrings is the St. Jude commercials. That's been on
that
lately,
one. Yeah,
too,
that one.
with the infants and the kids and St. Jude's.
Yeah, that one gets me. That one gets me all the time, and that's probably the only literally legit one that I would donate money to. Because St. Jude's is an amazing organization, and they do so many great things for kids, and the parents never have to pay a penny at all, nothing out of pocket whatsoever.
And it just makes you upset and ornery when you see kids or hear of kids being sick.
Yeah.
And it does make me upset, too, though, if I hear of animals being abused.
Mm-hmm.
That does
animals.
Very much, too, and
not a good thing.
It's all tugging there.
Not a good thing. Let's do some viral videos. So there's a video I came across, and it's actually from a while back. It's a professor who is a professor of economics, and he loves to use the word beef in his lectures. Beef. Okay?
So was he talking about the farming industry or something in his lecture and prices of beef or something? Where he had to use the word a lot?
He loves using the word beef, kind of like the old Wendy's lady.
Where's the beef?
That's right.
Where's the beef?
I don't have a beef with you.
Remember Clara?
I do.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Clara Peeler, right?
Yeah, Clara Peeler. Pooler, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's still alive.
I doubt it.
Well, here's a edited version of the economic professor using beef. in a lecture.
So they can produce peppers, or we'll suppose they can produce beef. Beef, 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 beef. The opportunity cost of beef, 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 beef. The value of beef, 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 beef. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beef, 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 beef. To get one more beef, 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 and we're measuring the sacrifice of beef, 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 and therefore I get one beef, 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 nothing but beef, beef,
I don't know what his beef is.
For him to use that many beefs, though, it had to be one really long lecture. Don't you think?
Beef, 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 just beef. There's more beef in the world. Beef, 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 beef. He's just beef, 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 beef. The relative price of beef.
Sounds like he was talking about something with the beef industry too, or maybe
beef, and put them
he
in the
had
beef.
to use it a lot.
I just simply don't know, but
I wonder how many students had a beef with that one.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And walked out because they were craving some beef and they needed a hamburger.
Oh man,
I don't know.
All right, so for today, people consider today Way Back Wednesday. So we came across a commercial for a toy that's called Baby Laugh-A-Lot. I don't know if you remember that toy, Bonnie. It was by a company called Remco.
I sort of do remember a Baby Laugh-A-Lot for some reason. I never had one or knew anybody who did.
The company went bankrupt in 1971. It's a doll that just rocks back and forth, and it laughs. That's pretty creepy.
Like an evil
it just
little laugh.
Like I'm doing like this, and it laughs.
Kind of haunts you.
Here's the audio from the commercial.
Listen to Remco's Baby Laugh-A-Lot.
Damn thing's just...
You're listening to Baby Laugh-A-Lot. She's the funniest doll you've ever seen. Just push the button and she starts to giggle. Get Baby Laugh-A-Lot by Remco.
My favorite, though... My favorite is
creepy.
The little girls in that video laughing along with the Baby Laugh-A-Lot. Yeah. That's like really cute.
Can you imagine how old these girls are now? Think about that one.
Oh, these are grown,
they were like 7,
women.
8 years old in this video.
Yeah.
And this video
They're like my grandma now. No, I mean, they're not my grandma.
Well, you figure this video's from 1971.
Yeah.
So that's 40 years ago.
These girls are like my older sister.
40 years ago. So they would be almost 50 years old.
I wonder how many of them still have a Baby Laugh-A-Lot, maybe that they passed along to their offspring.
I wonder, this is just, I have to do something here. Because
speaking of babies, I have a
I thought you were going to say I'm having a baby. I'm like, please don't throw that on me.
But you know what I got? This is going to capture your heartstrings, too.
Okay.
In a video, too, that also went viral, we have 2 conjoined twins.
Uh-huh.
They were joined at the head and back. They had surgery over the weekend in Israel.
Yeah.
Now a photo is going viral of them lying in a crib facing each other because they've never seen each other before.
What?
So, yeah, it sounds like the surgery with these conjoined twins went well. They, were connected by the head and by their back. Now they're facing each other in the crib.
So they've been disconnected.
Disconnected, facing one another, and that's kind of a heartwarming.
And how old are these babies?
Story.
Or these children?
They're little babies. Little babies.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so Baby Laugh-A-Lot, $500 on eBay.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, $500 on eBay.
Maybe I should get one for Topanga. for her 16.
Oh, no. No, please don't.
She'd be like, what?
Please don't.
I would teach her how to not have a baby.
Oh, my gosh.
And you'd have to, you got to carry around one of those little babies, like they do with the high school course now.
Speaking of, Gavin had one of those.
Did he have a course like that?
Yes. Gavin brought home a baby. Oh, yeah.
Did it cry or did it laugh a lot?
Oh,
or did it pee a lot?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Complete with diapers, formula.
Oh, man.
Food.
Formula, even.
This thing had a computer chip in it. Okay, and you had to take care of it.
Yeah, because you know what? Formula
and you
is
got
important.
graded.
I've never had a little baby, and I don't even know what the formula is about. So, yeah.
You got graded on how you did. So you bring the baby home, and you have to have the baby with you the whole entire time. Okay, it cries. In the middle of the night, this baby cries.
Now,
Gavin had to get up in the middle of the night and feed the baby and change the diapers.
Interrupt his other studies and make him tired for the other courses that he had to take?
They didn't care.
Day?
They didn't care. They wanted you to know what it's like to be a teenage parent.
Yeah.
So you had to, and you got graded, and you had to be gentle with this thing. You couldn't slam it down on the ground. You couldn't
watch
throw
its
it.
Precious little head.
Yeah, I mean there was so much
soft.
stuff.
That's what scares me about holding a little baby. I'm
Yeah.
always afraid I'm going to drop it.
It was so much
because of
stuff.
its head.
Yeah.
You know?
Good morning. Hi, you're on the radio.
I was going to mention that too because my daughter brought one of those babies home that they were supposed to take care of for a weekend or something like that.
Yeah, I bet you got stuck with it.
Yeah, because she kept hollering, Dad, Dad. And I said, whoa, this is your project, not me. But Mom used to do that when I was a baby. She'd call you all the time. And I was like, man, these good kids get trained a lot. I said, you remember that? She says, well, sort of. And I said, you can remember back when you were little that Mom would call Dad's name out, and he would have to get up and come get you. She goes, yeah, I remember that. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I think the couple should take turns. Like Mom and Dad should, take turns. Or, if one is working the next morning, has to get up early, the other doesn't, that one that's not getting up early should step up to the plate and go tend to the baby.
I was the one that slept all night when Gavin was a baby.
Well,
because you had to work early.
No, I just slept all night. Just Rachel got up.
Pitiful. That's pitiful.
Some
Shame on
people
you.
can sleep through that. I personally, I go crazy, but that's,
I think if I were a mom, just knowing me, I would not be able to sleep at all knowing my baby's crying.
Well, when Gavin first came home, he was like 2 pounds, 13 ounces. He looked like a flipping alien. And
was he an incubator baby?
Oh yeah,
he was
born at 5.5 months.
Yeah.
He was.
It would scare me too, like if they would be an incubator.
It was freaky.
I think my Gary might have been an incubator baby also, and that had to scare his mom.
You were talking also about the conjoined twins. That poor girl, or I don't know. I would think she would be a poor girl, but
2 pounds, 13 ounces.
Tiny.
She's still alive, but she's got two heads. The girl that's a teenager now, or up in her age, she's got two heads in one body.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yes.
And they were talking about how the one head controls the right arm and the right leg, and the other head controls the left arm and the left leg.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever try to operate on that one?
They couldn't.
Oh, they could.
They can't.
There's only one body.
Oh, okay, I see.
So, but it's like I was just looking at them, and I couldn't imagine anybody being like right there in your face every second. I mean, if you're born that way, you don't know anything different. But,
The twins are adorable. I'm looking at a picture of them right now. They're they're sucking their thumbs.
They're beautiful girls.
Beautiful, beautiful twins.
It's like, but it's just amazing that, that could all go down. I mean, like, I want a hamburger. I want a grilled cheese. I mean, the confrontation that they do, because they only got one stomach, whatever they eat, I mean.
Yeah, I think the ones that you're talking about are, here they are, Bonnie, right here. That's Abby and Brittany.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
That's it.
Yeah, they're Abby and Brittany. They have two heads, one body, 2 arms, and 2 legs.
And
so
you know
they've been hired to be a teacher now. They're a teacher at some school.
Yeah.
And, we can look at that and say, oh, I wouldn't want to be that. But who knows, the way they are born and the way they grew up together, who knows if they even want to be separated.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't know until you're there right?
They're beautiful. They're beautiful young ladies. Absolutely beautiful young ladies. They are.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the way they live their life.
Kids are how move your left leg. No. Come on, we can't walk without you moving your left leg. Move it. It's like, things that you would go through, you know. I was sitting there thinking about them. I'm like,
Yep.
But
when you do see the conjoined twins, like this story in Israel, and you see these twins that were separated now and facing each other in the crib, that one kind of does.
That was kind of really cute. They were really
the wrong lane. I'm going to race in front of you and get in the left. I'm not cutting you off.
Oh
right?
Man, here we go. He's having a meltdown live on the radio.
No, I just had a mistake here. I'm in the middle lane. I should be in the left lane.
Oh,
So
okay.
I told the guy in the car next to me that I'm going to race in front of him, but don't think I'm trying to cut him off. I'm in the wrong lane.
All right. Well, those twins that we're talking about, the two young ladies, they're like 30 years old now. They're university educated. They drive a car. They have jobs, and they've defied all the medical expectations, and they're living normal, everyday lives. They play the piano, they drive cars, they ride bikes, they do everything normal.
That's incredible, and they do it all together.
Yes.
That's amazing, isn't it? I just, you look at that, it's just unreal. You know, I remember one time I saw a turtle with two heads, and I thought that was crazy. You know, it was like, you know.
Yeah, they're amazing. These girls are amazing. So anyway.
Well, good morning, guys. I just wanted to check in with y'all and make sure everything was okay.
Well, top of the morning to you, Jeffrey, as well, and thank you so much for calling.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, my God, my heart melts when I look at that picture.
I know.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, take care. My heart melts when I look at that picture of the twins. Oh, my gosh, they're just so adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, and I'm so glad they're doing well.
Doesn't want to make you go home and have another little baby.
Oh, heck no. No, definitely not. No more kids. 6:47 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on any type of precious metals, please make sure and check out our good friend Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning. School district leaders in St. Lucie County are working to help students better learn while quarantining. And WPTV's Derek Lowe reports.
At White City Elementary School.
Typically, it's about 20 minutes of a tutoring session.
Sierra Trabal is putting in extra hours to help students required to sit out.
My role as the quarantine support teacher is to support our students in their learning while they are on quarantine.
District leaders launched the new support system this year after academic performance fell last school year. Each campus has a set number of teachers dedicated to help.
We do know that some students do much better when they have the support of an adult.
With math, I mean, if they are not seeing the teacher model through the problem and work through the problem with them and give them something as a guide, then that's where they have difficulty.
When students are notified that they're subject to quarantine, a support staff teacher will reach out right away.
I call the students or I set up the meeting and they join in onto my meeting and they'll see me. I'm looking at this computer, they see me, I see them.
From there, teachers like Sierra can help students work through assignments.
The parents are receptive and they're glad that somebody has called because it's a tough time. It can be overwhelming.
The tutoring is available typically after school lets out. District leaders say they plan to keep the program in place indefinitely.
But everybody's working to make sure that our kids are successful.
In St. Lucie County, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV.
New law enforcement officers in Florida could eventually receive a $5,000 signing bonus. Speaking in Lakeland on Tuesday, Governor Ron DeSantis announced a sweeping proposal to recruit and retain law enforcement officers in the Sunshine State. Part of the plan includes a $5,000 signing bonus for law enforcement officers who are new to Florida, including those who have recently entered the profession, along with veteran officers from other states who are relocating here. Yet another monoclonal antibody treatment center is operating in Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis was on hand for the opening in St. Cloud and Osceola County. The governor says vaccinations remain our top preventative measure.
But once you're infected, the vaccine does not treat the disease. So they're two parts, they're just different sides of the coin. So I think it's both. I think you got to do both.
Meanwhile, COVID cases, hospitalizations, and positivity rates have all declined in the past week, but deaths across Florida have increased up to 36%. The student mask mandate controversy is heating up again today in two separate courtrooms.
15 children with disabilities are suing the governor and the state education commissioner, arguing this afternoon in Miami federal court the student mask mandate ban violates the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Schools have a responsibility to ensure that they have a safe environment. And by not having a mask mandate, it puts them at risk.
Matthew Dietz says they're also suing 8 school boards with temporary mask mandates, fearing they could buckle to threats. The governor has repeatedly argued the legislature passed the Parents' Bill of Rights, giving moms and dads, not schools, the final say over health and education issues, including mask use. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
The suspected gunman in Sunday's quadruple homicide in Polk County remains in custody on charges of first-degree murder. 33-year-old Brian Riley of Brandon is accused of randomly targeting and killing 4 members of a family in Lakeland. A $1,000 reward is being offered for information about a missing Okeechobee County woman police say was last seen over a year ago. Kelly Nicole Sherman, age 33, was last seen on May 10, 2020, in the area of 605 Northeast Park Street, Okeechobee. She has red hair and blue eyes and weighs between 115 and 120 pounds. Police said Kelly has cherries tattoos on the right side of her abdomen and stars on her foot. Anyone with information about Kelly Nicole Sherman is urged to call the Okeechobee City Police Department at 863-763-5521 or visit the Finding Kelly Nicole Sherman Facebook page. And lastly, Monica Lewinsky doesn't need an apology from former President Bill Clinton, but she believes he should want to apologize for the affair that led to headlines in tabloids across the world in the 90s. Lewinsky said in an interview with today's Savannah Guthrie, "There was a long period before my life changed in the last 6 or 7 years where I felt a lot in terms of there not being this resolution. I'm very grateful that I don't have that feeling anymore." Lewinsky is a producer on the new series American Crime Story Impeachment, which is a dramatization, let me say that 10 times again, dramatization of her life when she was entangled with Bill Clinton. Through 2 weeks of the high school football season, many unknowns are still out there for teams, as only 3 have played 2 games and 2 teams have yet to step onto the field. Of the teams that played in Week 2, Vero Beach picked up a nice bounce-back victory against Bardo, pulling away in the fourth quarter. Centennial and Fort Pierce Central also were impressive, securing their first wins of 2021. Now, in Week 3, a number of teams are either hoping to return to the field off of quarantine due to COVID-19 or get their first shot at getting to play, being either also impacted or having games canceled due to their opponents having issues. Our news time is 6:54. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
The first time I stepped into St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, I figured it would just be one of my many stops on my road to the perfect engagement ring. My fiancée means the world to me, so I wanted something extra special. I found a huge selection of engagement rings at great prices, and my worry about finding the perfect engagement ring was quickly replaced with exceptional customer service. St. Lucie Jewelry's over 400 5-star reviews really told the story. I finally picked a ring, and it was perfect. She was floored, and then the tears came.
Hi, this is Hawk Levy, owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We're now celebrating 26 years, voted best diamond dealers, best jewelry buyers, and best jeweler year after year. Come celebrate with us in opening our 3rd location at 1335 St. Lucie West Boulevard. We invite you to take a tour of our competition, but then come see us last.
$6:55 right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Way to the north of us, there is a hit-and-run crash. It's on I-95 southbound in Vero Beach at mile marker 151. Going to see some activity if you're heading up this morning in that area. No roadblock from that. And Martin County here in St. Lucie County, we're looking at a good-looking ride. We're not finding any incidents, no accidents or tie-ups. That's your latest look at traffic. A clear sky, and it's 74 in Port St. Lucie. In Helsingborg, Sweden, it's 67. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly clear skies and rain-free for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, and scattered late-day showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, scattered showers and storms picking up during the evening hours. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours. Friday, hot and humid as highs climb to the low 90s. Scattered afternoon to evening showers and storms possible.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The professionals at Mark Breckville Certified Public Accountants are proud to sponsor Treasure Coast Solutions, a community service program designed to provide information you can use, a local perspective on national issues, local solutions to meet your individual concerns. At our firm, we believe that information is knowledge, and with knowledge comes the power to have a positive impact on our lives, businesses, schools, and community. If you would like one of our professionals to address your personal financial or business concerns, please give us a call to set up an appointment at 220-3380.
Are you an entrepreneur or business owner along the Treasure Coast? Well, then you should be tuning in to Small Biz Florida from the Florida Small Business Development Center at Indian River State College. Hi, I'm Tom Kindred, your host for Small Biz Florida. Entrepreneurs and business owners will learn how the Florida SBDC and IRSC can help you start, grow, and accelerate your business.
Monday mornings at 11 on WSTU 1450 and worldwide on WPSLTV.com.
What you need to know to help improve your chili pepper harvest. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
I love living in a rural community where neighbors help neighbors, even if we don't always agree on sports teams, politics, or the COVID-19 vaccines. We all have our opinions. Getting vaccinated is your choice, and no one can make your mind up for you. Talk to your health care provider about your questions to help make a decision that's right for you. GetVaccineAnswers.org has the latest information to help you decide. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Great news, Florida farmers. The Florida legislature has passed hemp legislation allowing hemp to be grown. The alternative crop of the future is coming soon to Florida. With more than 25,000 different uses, hemp is the less water, less fertilizer, cover crop you've been waiting for. I'm Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Freed. Learn the facts about growing hemp at freshfromflorida.com today. That's freshfromflorida.com.
Chilies bring the heat to your culinary dishes, and they're a fantastic option for new gardeners. These plants tend to produce well, even if you don't pay much attention to them. Here's what you can do for them to give you the best harvest ever. Start seeds indoors and keep them warm, about 80 to 85 degrees, while keeping soil moist but not soggy. Don't plant seeds outdoors too early. Frost or cold temperatures could be a killer. When you do get them outdoors, make sure they see as much sun and heat as possible. Load them up with compost and keep soil slightly acidic. Give them plenty of space between other plants to prevent overcrowding and diseases. Only plant them next to favorable companions, such as lettuce, beets, carrots, or radishes. Pepper plants are prone to different pests and diseases, so if you want a decent chili pepper harvest, make sure you keep an eye out for powdery mildew, aphids, or spiders. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jupiter, and Indiantown, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Still unable to leave Afghanistan. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Charter flights for Afghans and maybe some Americans still grounded in an Afghanistan airport.
Leaked documents obtained exclusively by Fox News show that the State Department has refused to give them approval to land anywhere. In an email to retired Marine Eric Montalvo, who chartered these planes, the State Department says no charters are allowed to land at any DoD base, and most, if not all, countries in the Middle Eastern region, with the exception of perhaps Saudi Arabia, will allow charters to land.
Fox's Benjamin Hall. This is the Taliban has set up its new government. It includes 4 former terror suspects held at Guantanamo, swapped for U.S. Army deserter Bo Bergdahl in a 2014 prisoner exchange. The U.S. not ready to recognize the Taliban as legitimate. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, the Biden administration says it's watching the Taliban to see if the group upholds its promises. This as China appears to be warming up to the fledgling government, saying it's ready to maintain communication. Returning to Washington Wednesday, President Biden was asked if he's concerned China may fund the Taliban.
China has a real problem with the Taliban, so they're going to try to work out some arrangement with the Taliban, I'm sure. As does Pakistan, as does Russia, as does Iran.
The U.S. and G7 leaders have agreed to work together on their response to the Taliban. Dave?
Now, Rachel, the president had a few hecklers about Afghanistan when he went to New York and New Jersey to see the damage Hurricane Ida's remnants caused.
Climate change poses an existential threat to our lives, to our economy.
Democrats say their $3.5 trillion spending plan would fight climate change. They hope to pass it despite no Republican support. An update to the Free Britney movement. Britney Spears' father, who controlled her financial decisions for 13 years, has filed a petition in court to end the conservatorship, which the pop star has been demanding a judge would have to approve it. America's listening to Fox News.
Warner Brothers Pictures presents Cry Macho, the story of being lost and found as Clint Eastwood returns as Mike Milo, a one-time rodeo star who then takes a job from an ex-boss to bring the man's young son home from Mexico. The unlikely pair face a challenging journey. The only road home is through redemption. Now, you'll be able to see it in theaters and on HBO Max for 31 days. September the 17th. It's rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for kids under 13.
If you want the best rate for your mortgage, look no further than American Financing, America's home for home loans. Whether it's a lower rate, access to cash, or even a new home purchase, they've got you covered, helping you save up to $1,000 a month. No pressure, no upfront fees. Call 800-777-8109 or visit AmericanFinancing.net. American Financing, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Vice President Harris will go back to her home state today, California, to campaign for Governor Gavin Newsom, the Democrat who could be voted out of office next week in a recall election.
Over 22 million ballots issued, just over 1 million have been dropped off, and another 4.4 million have been mailed in, with 5.4 million total returned and accepted as of September 2nd.
Fox's Marianne Rafferty. Election reforms in place in Texas. Democrats tried to block it, calling an attempt to suppress the minority votes.
With a stroke of his pen, Republican Governor Greg Abbott makes Senate Bill 1 state law in Texas that he says gives more time and opportunities for Texans to cast ballots.
The law does, however, make it harder for fraudulent votes to be cast. One area that makes it harder to cheat concerns mail-in ballots,
which now mandates identification. Drive-through voting is now banned. Ballot harvesting is now a felony in Texas, for which 2 lawsuits have already been filed as Democrats who fled the state to stall the bill say the law infringes on the right to vote. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
A trial starts today in the college admissions cheating scandal that already sent actresses Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin to jail.
Gamal Aziz and John Wilson are accused of paying bribes to get their kids into the University of Southern California as fake athletic recruits. They're among 33 parents charged in the Operation Varsity Blues scandal and the first to bring their cases to trial. Aziz, a former Las Vegas casino executive, is accused of paying $300,000 to Rick Singer in exchange for the admissions, while Wilson, a private equity firm founder, is accused of forking over $1.7 million to Singer. In court filings, their lawyers claim that the men were duped by Singer and thought they were making legitimate donations.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. On Wall Street, stock futures are down. The day after the Dow dropped over 200 points, but the NASDAQ rose to a record high. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Hi, I'm Chris Hodgins with My Florida Insurance Broker, and I'm here today with my daughter, Sage.
Hello.
Sage, why don't you tell everybody what kind of insurance we do?
Home insurance, car insurance, life insurance, and flood insurance.
If you've had a rate hike or 2 or 5, hopefully not 10, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Sage, what's our number?
772-617-6777.
What's the name of our company again?
My Florida Insurance Broker.
No hype, just facts.
I'm Casey, and I invite you to tune into the Casey Ingram Show at my new time, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Hear from community leaders, learn about some of our great nonprofit organizations, get the latest updates from our elected officials, and meet the candidates. Even rock and roll legends have joined the show from time to time. I'm conservative but not divisive, bringing you the talk of the community. It is a fun and interesting hour beginning at 10 a.m. every Wednesday on WSTU AM 1450 and Facebook Live at The Casey Ingram Show.
As a family-owned business for over 15 years, Crown Car Care's top priority is to build relationships with customers while keeping their vehicles safe and dependable. Fixing your car right the first time is their passion and mission. Crown has the skilled master mechanics and business know-how that will put a smile on your face without putting a dent in your wallet. Call Crown Car Care for the finest in automotive service and repair at 772-781-8000. 2 locations to serve you, Martin Highway in Palm City and Cove Road in Stewart, 772-781-8000.
When it comes to Medicare, it can be confusing and misleading. Sure, you can go to any particular company's presentation, but is that really the most effective way to go? Let my team look up your doctors, medications, and see whether an Advantage or a Medigap plan is more suitable. Call me, Denny Artachi, 561-537-5897, and let my team simplify and explain your choices. After all, it's your health we're talking about. 561-537-5897.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Madam Announcer. Palatial Studios is an understatement.
If you don't stop screwing around back there, this is what I'm going to do with you.
All right, tell me what you're going to do with me, all right? Just don't do it while I'm on the air.
You're a happy camper today?
Always very happy.
If you need to know something, you just Google it.
That's right. You just Google it. It's pretty simple. It's 7:08 on the Get Up and Go show. Mr. Clock, would you please certify the time?
It's now 7:08 a.m.
That's right. If you want to know anything, just go to Google.com and Google it, as they say. Right, Bonnie?
Yep. Just not to be confused with giggling. Don't giggle it.
Don't giggle it. Just Google it.
Google it.
I wonder if they'll make I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'll make a drink called Google on the Rocks or something.
That sounds like it would be a good one.
It really would.
Seriously?
Yeah, Google on the Rocks.
Think I would
I'll
like
take
that.
a Google on the Rocks. Let's go to the phones right now. We already have a phone call this morning. Hi, you're on the air.
And a happy anniversary to me for my 1-year anniversary calling your show. Very good morning to Evan and Bonnie from the southeast of England.
That's right. It was 1 year ago on this date.
We've known Mark for an entire year now.
1 year ago
That's
today,
awesome.
He made his very first phone call to the Get Up and Go show.
Well, we should light up the candles on a birthday cake. I would have brought some cake in this morning if I had known.
Well, you know what, Mark? I'm going to have the band play a song for you real quick. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. This is for you from Fredo's band. There you go, Mark.
And tears in the eyes.
That's right. Have down a pint for me, if you would, please.
I certainly will. Yeah. I think in the fridge I've got Old Speckled Hen, which I'll crack one this evening, I'm sure.
What is that?
Yeah, what's in one?
Old Speckled Hen is a real ale, so it's a slightly darker beer, darker than your average lager, lots of flavour, and I'd say about 5.4%, something like that.
Oh, so you can have
It's
5
not
of them.
overly strong, but it's not Bat's pee.
Yep, you can have a whole 6-pack, and you'll be well by the end of the day.
No, I can't. This week I'm on call, unfortunately, so I mustn't get silly for the evenings, just in case that phone call comes in, and it has all week. It's been the 1 a.m., 2 a.m. calls, So, got to be alert and get the sleep in when I can. So, but yeah, I'm in my back garden today. It's about 81 degrees Fahrenheit, beautiful blue skies, and you can hear one of my neighbours is having some house restoration done. So,
I can hear that in the background. Yes, I can hear that. You should walk over with your cell phone and hand the phone over to your neighbor, and so we can say hello and meet the neighbor.
Oh, well, yeah, but that means walking down the road, going through his house, into his back garden and introducing myself for the first time, because they've not moved in too long ago.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I think I'll do that some other time.
All right.
I'll introduce myself when they haven't got big power tools in their hands.
Do you run into a bear along the way, too? Like a bear on the way to the neighbors?
No, he's not in the woods.
You'll never see bears around here. Lots of foxes, lots of other creatures, but no bears.
Wow. So how have things been going over in England as of late? Give our listeners an update on what's going on over in your neck of the woods, so to speak, with COVID and everything.
As per the last time I called in, all restrictions are lifted. For the youngsters, there's a slight worry about the COVID or vaccination passport. They're now saying, because of the sub-25-year-olds who really don't want the vaccination, they're now being told, well, if you don't have the vaccination and you don't have this special ID card, which is what it comes down to, then you won't be allowed in nightclubs, etc., this winter. So it's a little bit draconian. I don't agree with it, but it looks like that this government will, by hook or by crook, get everyone as and when vaccinated. So, and the only other thing that's really come out is they announced yesterday that national insurance, now that's part of our taxation system for workers, the national insurance system is going up by, I think it's 1.2 or 1.25%, and that is to pay effectively for the pandemic, because as you know, we have a national health service in this country,
right,
and it has been brought to its knees over many, many years, but the pandemic has really, really crippled it. So they're earmarking this money partly for the NHS, the National Health System, and they're also for the care of the elderly. Effectively, part of your tax, which is national insurance, is used to pay for government pensions, government care, that sort of thing, when you're elderly. So the younger people of today are paying for the older people of today. So I've been paying all my working life, and I've been paying for the people that are in front of me.
Right.
And now I'm coming towards that age. The people behind me are paying basically to look after me in my old age. But, most people nowadays have made provisions with private health care, insurance, etc.
Wow.
So, it's that's really the only update since the last time. It's been more political than it has been, I would say, physical.
So, Mark, like you're saying in England, are you saying there's one insurance company where everybody pays?
No, national insurance is what you pay as part of your yearly tax. It's a separate entity.
How much do you pay?
It's a requirement by law. Sorry?
How much do you pay every year or monthly?
Well, I pay 40% tax because of my earnings, but it's quite complicated. Up to a certain amount, you don't pay any tax. Between a certain amount and a certain amount, for instance, maybe it's £30,000 a year, $50,000 a year, you pay 20% tax. And then as you go over that, you then start to pay more and more tax until in the end, if you're a billionaire, you're paying an appreciable chunk of tax. But, of course, at that point, they all seem to disappear offshore, which is quite amusing.
So then when something goes...
So national insurance is part of the tax
awry
to pay
with
for
you?
old age.
So if, like, say you've been paying into this, and so something goes wrong with you or somebody in your family... they'll help you out with that now? Like, that means...
Well, their national insurance, yeah. I mean, effectively, if I needed to go to the hospital, I could go under the National Health System's care, and yes, it's all paid for. You know, I mean, I could break a leg, I could develop a serious disease, I could slice my own neck, but, you know, I won't have to pay. If I went to hospital, it wouldn't cost me anything. But if I want to go privately for, say, cosmetic surgery or for a hip replacement, because I can't wait for the NHS to do it, because you would be on a waiting list for stuff like that, then you pay for it privately anyway, and that would come under either your own pocket or private insurance, as per the United States. But we've had a national health system since World War II, so effectively anyone and everyone has got access to a doctor, a hospital, and then you do pay slightly more if you go to the opticians or the dentist, etc.
But everybody has to pay into this over there?
Well, as a working person, part of your tax, you can't avoid it.
Oh.
I mean, if you pay tax in as much as you pay, you do it yourself, then yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can avoid it, you know, and it does go on. But I'm paid what's known as PAYE, pay as you earn. So I'm taxed, and national insurance and everything else that I have to pay is done at source by my company. So it's always been paid because I've always done PAYE, pay as you earn. So it's always happened at source. So, but you know, if you're privately, you know, you've got your own company, and there are, I'm sure, ways and means of not having to pay as much as maybe you should.
Mark, let me ask you a question. You're a homeowner over in England, correct?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people here in the United States. A lot of the people's homeowners insurance have just skyrocketed. Some companies even just going out of business and closing down. Are you experiencing that over in England where you live, where your homeowner's insurance has started to skyrocket? How is that over there?
No, not necessarily. I mean, there's a homeowner's insurance, is for obviously the protection of your home if your house burns down or collapses or something like that, or it's burgled and people have had your stuff away. You've got that sort of household insurance. The other insurance that you pay normally is tied into your mortgage, and that allows that, if anything should happen to you, whether it be death or critical illness, then your mortgage would be paid by the insurance company.
Right.
But I don't think the insurance per se has skyrocketed. I mean, there's always a fluctuation, but it certainly, to my point of view, our insurance hasn't appreciably changed because of the pandemic or any other reasons at this time.
Then again, you guys don't have hurricanes over there in England either, like we have down here.
No, we don't have hurricanes, but we do. I mean, it's all relative, I suppose. We have our weather systems that cause damage, etc. But of course, in Florida, especially, I mean, you build accordingly. You've got single-story homes that are built because you had hurricanes. Here we've got. I mean, my house was built in the 1930s, and it's still standing. So it's obviously not that bad. But it happens. It's a rare occurrence that the weather. More likely in this country, people's houses are damaged by flood damage, and that has been getting appreciably worse in the last 50 years, I say.
Do they talk about global warming over there too, like they're doing it over here?
Never hear the end of it, Bonnie. Yeah, never. Global warming is on global warming. Is on everyone's tongues. And of course, we have a group here, and I don't know if they're worldwide, but they're called Extinction Rebellion, and they are constantly in the news because they're constantly, doing demonstrations, and the demonstrations generally fall into a riot, and they'll close off complete cities and things, and that happened in 2019.
Wow.
I mean, they made a terrible mess. And what's worse about it is these people go to and from these demonstrations in their nice big gas-guzzling cars, polluting cars, etc. Nobody walks or cycles to these demonstrations. They all use their own transport.
They're all big and overweight.
Really.
Disgusting, yeah.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it. And it's great topics that we've talked about.
Didn't it? It was a 1-year anniversary of calling into the show. And as my brother said on Facebook, I hope all 2 of your listeners were interested.
2?
We appreciate that. We thought we had 1.
Yeah, we thought we only had 1.
No, and that 1 was me. But then I'm offshore, so I don't count.
Sure you do. Of course. You're a big part of the show. You're a big part of the show. Hey, listen, regards to the wife and the beautiful daughters, and tell everybody we said hello.
I will do. I'll go straight in this second and kiss my wife on your behalf.
The left cheek, please, not the right one, the left cheek.
The left cheek, okay. I'll make sure she knows that.
Yes, please,
Tell
just
her
the left
hi
cheek.
and that I think she's so pretty.
Yes, beautiful family.
Yeah.
Oh,
Appreciate
she knows that. I have to tell her all the time because it'd be damaging to my own health if I didn't.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Mark, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.
You take care.
All right, take
Love
care.
to the listeners.
Cheers. Bye-bye. That's Mark Hales, our good friend that's been calling the show for the last year. As of today, 1-year anniversary today,
I can't
all the way
believe
from
we've
the
known
pond.
Mark for a whole year. That's
amazing.
Awesome. It goes by. The time flies.
It does. We're coming up on 2 years, believe it or not, in January. 7:21, time for news. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Fight to restore federal pandemic unemployment compensation payments continues in Florida court. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
The initial lawsuit to restore boosts was announced in late July. Gia Caccaro among the plaintiffs.
Taking that $300 away is the exact amount I'm short on my bills every single month. And again, there's nobody hiring me. I'm a 52-year-old paralegal, and it's very difficult to find someone that would hire me.
The group alleged the state was required to use the federal money. But Circuit Judge J. Lane Smith disagreed, ruling last week DeSantis was within rights to withdraw early. He also questioned how claimants would be paid retroactively.
His entire ruling, the premise that he set out, is 100% politicized.
It was frustrating for Vanessa Brito, who helped organize the lawsuit.
So we want to try to give him a chance to do the right thing.
Brito's helped raise nearly $30,000 to support future legal challenges, which she says are coming. Attorneys planning to file a motion this week calling on the judge to reconsider his ruling. And if that doesn't work, an appeal in district court is next.
I want to see how many times they can really turn their back on people.
State officials, however, have applauded the circuit court's verdict. DEO saying in a statement it was, quote, the right decision legally and has proven to increase employment and workforce participation.
Yep, how about you, bud? Two grilled cheese, all right.
Critics question whether that's true, even as the state's economy recovers. Unemployment is below the national average, and Florida has seen 15 consecutive months of job growth.
Yet another monoclonal antibody treatment center is operating in Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis was on hand for the opening in St. Cloud in Osceola County. The governor says vaccinations remain our top preventative measure.
But once you're infected, the vaccine does not treat the disease. So they're two parts, they're just different sides of the coin. So I think it's both. I think you got to do both.
Meanwhile, COVID cases, hospitalizations, and positivity rates have all declined in the past week, but deaths across Florida have increased up to 36%. The suspected gunman in Sunday's quadruple homicide in Polk County remains in custody on charges of first-degree murder. 33-year-old Brian Riley of Brandon is accused of randomly targeting and killing 4 members of a family in Lakeland. Sheriff Grady Judd says detectives have been talking to Riley's girlfriend.
And she said she had been dating him approximately 4 years. She said he had PTSD. I've seen him depressed. I've never seen him violent.
The sole survivor of the attack, an 11-year-old girl who was shot 7 times, is listed in critical but stable condition at Tampa General Hospital. Weather experts warn beachgoers to stay out of the ocean this week as Hurricane Larry creates potentially deadly riptides and waves anywhere from 4 to 7 feet along east central Florida shorelines. The storm is over 1,500 miles offshore, moving northwest at 9 miles per hour, but forecasters expect its 115-mile-per-hour winds will create hazardous conditions in western Atlantic waters through Friday. It's far from us, but the power power that storm has still contributes to our surf conditions, said Cole Failing, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Melbourne. The rip current is already going to be high starting today, but the wave heights increase Thursday through Friday. The federal weather scientists issued a rip current statement Tuesday, which Failing said meant there was a high risk of the deadly offshore moving currents. And lastly, Walt Disney World annual passes go back on sale today. Prices start at $399 plus tax. The New Orleans Saints have released veteran running back Latavius Murray. The team announced Tuesday. The Saints on Monday asked Murray to take a reduction in pay, and he refused. Murray, age 31, was due to make $3.15 million in salary and bonuses this season. That, combined with the emergence of undrafted second-year running back Tony Jones Jr., led to the Saints' decision. News time at 7:26. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
The professionals at Mark Breckville Certified Public Accountants are proud to sponsor Treasure Coast Solutions, a community service program designed to provide information you can use, a local perspective on national issues, local solutions to meet your individual concerns. At our firm, we believe that information is knowledge, and with knowledge comes the power to have a positive impact on our lives, businesses, schools, and community. If you would like one of our professionals to address your personal financial or business concerns, please give us a call to set up an appointment at 220-3380.
7:27 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Now, there is an accident in Fort Pierce on I-95. This is northbound at the entrance ramp at mile marker 126. The Florida Highway Patrol not saying whether or not there is roadblock at the moment there. But that vehicle crash is at I-95 northbound Fort Pierce, mile marker 126. There is one, too, to the north of that one. This is on I-95 southbound in Vero Beach at mile marker 147 in the Vero Beach area. I'm going to see all that activity up that way. No roadblock from that one on I-95 southbound in Vero. That's your latest look at traffic. It's 76 right now. Palm City and Goiânia, Brazil, a partly cloudy 74. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly clear skies and rain-free for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, and scattered late-day showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, scattered showers and storms picking up during the evening hours. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours. Friday, hot and humid as highs climb to the low 90s. Scattered afternoon to evening showers and storms possible.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
For all your property insurance needs. Hi, I'm Frankie Lott. Give me a call, 468-1009. That's 468-1009. We represent the most competitive markets across the Treasure Coast and throughout the state of Florida, insuring your home, condo, auto, and boat, plus commercial. The Lott Brothers are available 24 hours a day for your convenience. Call me at Lott Insurance Services, 468-1009.
So, have you heard this one? A priest and a rabbi come into this radio station. Really, it's a priest and a rabbi. Right here, Friday mornings beginning at 9. Here on WSTU, AM 1450. Bring your questions and join their lively conversation with Father Christian from St. Mary's Episcopal Church and Rabbi Matt Durbin from the Temple Beit Hayim. It's a priest and a rabbi. Friday mornings at 9 here on WSTU.
The Slam Body Laser Spa, the wait is over.
What are you waiting for? more, call the Slim Body Laser Spa in Stewart today and start losing inches today. That's right, lose belly fat, your double chin, flabby thighs, upper arm fat. Well, you get the picture. In a short series of laser-assisted weight loss treatments, you can lose inches of unwanted fat. Call 223-5885.
The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over.
Lose weight, feel great, and look fantastic with a little help from Dr. Fred J. Rizacker of Slim Body Laser Spa, East Ocean Boulevard in Stewart. And they're online. Visit their website, slimbodylaser.com. In a few short treatments, you'll see results. Lose 3, 6, even 9 inches of unwanted belly fat. The wait is over. Call today, 223-5885. That's 223-5885.
The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over.
Are you looking for your dream home? I am Eileen Simons, a licensed realtor with eXp Realty. My team and I can help you find your dream home on the Treasure Coast and beyond. I bring 20-plus years experience with the residential real estate market, helping both buyers and sellers achieve their dreams. Call or text me at 772-200-5105 or visit our website at mydreamhomeusa.com.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
This is not headline news. Kanye West admitted he cheated on Kim. Kim's devastated that he didn't reveal this when she still had a show. It would have been great TV. Bernie Sanders turns 80 today for what feels like the 30th year in a row. Fran Drescher is the new president of the Screen Actors Guild. You know her as the star of The Nanny and voice of a foghorn in agony. China ordered broadcasters to remove effeminate men from TV. South Korea wanted to do the same, but they were worried about massive rioting from BTS fans. And the Perseverance rover conducted its first analysis of Martian rock. They found tiny little human beings. Not really. It was just a rock. This is not headline news.
For not headline news, we go to the stupid stuff.
And now it's time for Stupid News.
It's so stupid and awesome.
Where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
All right. So let's go to Arizona, where a 21-year-old Arizona man stands accused of a string of robberies, and he's probably grateful the police caught up with him and put an end to his misfortune. Now, at the first robbery, the hapless hooligan dropped his gun and it broke. Okay, Bonnie? Dropped his gun and it broke.
Okay.
At the second robbery, he had to stop in mid-getaway to use an inhaler to relieve his asthma attack.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
At the third robbery, he locked himself out of his getaway car. And after he finally broke into his own vehicle, the cops pulled him over for driving at night without his headlights on.
He should take a course for planning something. Planning an event or something, like this event, which he had all day with it.
That brought his entire crime life to a complete screeching halt.
Oh, yeah.
Poor guy.
Locking yourself, too, out of that getaway car.
Poor
What was
guy.
he thinking?
I'd feel bad for the guy.
Drops
his gun. It broke.
Yeah,
Had to stop midway and
Gotta
get
a
his
new gun
inhaler
now.
out. Had an asthma attack. Locked himself out of the getaway car, and then he had to break into his own vehicle. I feel bad for the guy. I do. I mean, I do have a heart.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy.
I feel kind of bad that he has asthma.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to have asthma.
That's why I feel bad for the guy. You know, guy had an asthma attack while he was doing a robbery.
His gun broke. I don't care. He can buy a new one.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
Asthma
Well, maybe
attack,
he
though.
can't now since he's going to have that criminal record or something going on.
Not a good thing. Poor guy. Let's go to Daytona Beach, where a Florida community near Daytona was dealing with a peeping Tom recently. Now, here's a question. I always wanted to know this. They call it a peeping Tom. Why couldn't they call it like a peeping
A peeping Sean.
Yeah, or a peeping Harry, or a peeping
Juan.
Richard, or a peepee whatever. Why did they use the name
Tom? I don't
of
know.
Of all names in the world, that's a great. I would love to find the answer to that question. Inquiring minds want to know. But Daytona Beach community is dealing with an idiot that's peeping into people's windows. There were reports of a man looking in a window and exposing himself to women. Now, police started monitoring the area in Daytona, and on Saturday evening, they caught the suspect with his pants down, literally. He's a 37-year-old named Javier Gutierrez. And when he was asked what he was doing, he told deputies he was just out getting some exercise. He was out getting some exercise. So they said to him, okay, well, we're going to exercise you into the jail on a $33,000 bond. He's facing multiple charges, including exposure, voyeurism, and stalking. So he had his pants down, and he was getting exercise.
Wow.
The only exercise that I can possibly think of is, I can't even say it on the radio, but you know what I'm talking about.
I guess so, but wasn't he afraid of birds out there or something?
I don't know.
Those pecking things.
I don't know.
That can come and peck at you,
or peck at his whatever.
You were mentioning, wondering why why they call it Peeping Tom.
Yeah.
There actually his name was Tom.
Really?
And he was peeping, goes all the way back to the legend of Lady Godiva's naked ride through the streets of Coventry.
Really?
In order to persuade her husband to alleviate the harsh taxes on the town's poor, the story goes that the townsfolk agreed not to observe Godiva as she passed by, but that Peeping Tom broke that trust and spied on her.
Wow.
So it was Tom.
So it was a Tom, and now it's always Peeping Tom.
Yes.
Wow. I think we need to change that.
Not Peeping Tommy, Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's who that was.
How about we just call him a Peeping Juan? As in 1, 2, 3,
Peeping John,
you're out of here.
Or Peeping Sean.
Yeah, whatever you want to call him. Just weirdo. Peeping weirdo. Let's go to Iowa City, where cops had responded to calls about a disturbance at an apartment building and found 19-year-old Kyle Clark and another man face-to-face yelling at each other at the top of their lungs. As soon as Clark saw the officers, he tried to walk away, but the officers noticed he had a very large bulge under his shirt near the waistline, like he was trying to hide something. So, when the police asked if the bulge was a bag of weed, Clark reportedly tried to walk down the stairs, which was a dead end. So the officers caught up with him and handcuffed him, and that's indeed when a very large bag of weed fell from underneath his shirt.
Indeed, that bag of weed.
Yes.
Boy, you're a poet, Evan.
Yes.
Indeed, the weed.
Indeed, the weed. He claimed that it wasn't his. Nevertheless, he was charged with felony and misdemeanor drug counts and booked into the Johnson County Jail. So weed indeed, just don't have a large bulge underneath your shirt. Gentleman by the name of Mr. Arnold, as in Arnold the pig, but this is a guy named Arnold, was arrested after he gave a teller his account number and showed her his picture ID before allegedly robbing the bank.
Okay, so
this has stupid written all over it.
She remembered his name off of the ID.
No,
I'm hoping.
There's nothing to remember. This has stupid written all over it. The guy walks into the bank. He's going to rob the bank. But before he robs the bank, he gave the teller his account number and showed the teller his picture ID before robbing the bank. Now, after checking his balance, he allegedly handed over the piece of paper with a note that says, "I have a gun. Give me all the money in your drawer." He walked out of the bank with almost $600, but was arrested after it turned out the account number and picture ID he gave were really his own.
His true ID.
His true ID. Now he's in custody in Anchorage, Alaska, in the jail. Probably in an igloo.
And he only walked out with $600.
$600.
Yeah.
But why would you walk into a bank and hand over your ID and account number and check your balance, and then in the next move, right there at the window, you hand the teller a note that says, "Hi, give me $600. I'm robbing your bank."
I don't know. Maybe he found out he didn't have his $600. Maybe he wanted to get a withdrawal from his account, only to find there was nothing in there, sort of thing.
It's got stupid written all over it. Completely.
It sounds peculiar.
Yeah. Yvonne Maurice. Yvonne Maurice is going for a ride, but it won't be in style. She's been sentenced to more than 3 years in prison for a botched bank robbery using a limousine. A limousine, Bonnie. She wanted to go in style. Yeah, she wanted to go in style.
With some potpourri.
Yes.
Or some...
little bit of wine and champagne and cheese. So prosecutors charged Maurice, hired the limousine to act as the getaway car for the stick-up attempted at a Citizens Bank branch in Rhode Island, where they parked the car in the Harvard yard. In this case, they parked the limousine. But the teller at the drive-up window triggered an alarm before Yvonne got any money. Prosecutors say the driver was not in on the bank heist. Therefore, they did not prosecute the driver of the limousine. They arrested her.
So they're saying the driver of this limousine had no idea what was going on?
No idea at all whatsoever. She pulled up to the drive-thru. She asked the driver, she goes, I want to go to the bank. I want to go through the drive-thru. So, these limousines, they're long. Okay. They're a good amount long.
They take up a lot of space?
Yeah, they're 10, 15 feet long. So the limousine driver, he's driving along and pulls into the drive-thru bank and, pulls all the way forward, and the lady's in the back seat, and she rolls that window down and presses that little button and hands the teller the note.
The limo driver had no idea what she was doing.
No idea what was going on.
I could see that.
She told the limo driver, I just want to go make a withdrawal. She wasn't lying.
Yeah.
She was making a withdrawal, just the illegal kind of withdrawal.
I think that limo driver might want to pay more attention to the passengers that he or she has.
Definitely.
I don't know who it was a man or a woman driving the limo.
Don't know. It was a female passenger. That's all that I know. But that's one to tell your kids about. A man named Spencer Everett of Greenville, North Carolina, reached an agreement to sell his 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray recently.
Ooh, I would like to go purchase that
Man.
and visit Greenville, North Carolina, because I bet the scenery is fabulous.
I'm sure it is.
And driving home in a nice Corvette Stingray would be fun.
Take the T-tops off.
I'm all about that, yeah.
So he was supposed to hand over the keys the other day, but on Monday afternoon he decided to take it out for one last hurrah.
After he already sold it?
Yep.
Did he receive monetary?
Yep. And he gunned it.
Yeah.
Floored the gas.
I heard this one.
He lost control. The car drove off the road and into the ditch and then flipped on its side. The car was a complete total wreck. But thank the Lord, the driver wasn't hurt. It's safe to say now the sale is off, and since these cars are very hot and sought after, he was probably in line to get a whole lot of cash. Apparently, they didn't pay for the vehicle yet.
Oh, good. I was hoping that this purchaser didn't make a down payment or anything
already. There's no word on what he was selling the vehicle for. On top of everything else, he was charged with reckless driving to add insult to injury.
Wow.
So you figure a 2020 Corvette, that's got to be $60,000, at least $70,000, at least. And he drives it off the cliff. And he wrecks it, flips it, and totals the Corvette. Now, that was my ideal vehicle when I was a child. I always wanted to have, my parents always said to me, you'll own a Corvette one day. You will. You keep doing what you're doing, and you'll own a Corvette. Well, guess what, Bonnie?
Yeah.
Never owned a Corvette.
I had one at one time.
You did?
I had one.
What'd you have?
It was.
I want to know all about it.
Oh, it was the one that was shaped like the spider. They always reminded me of a spider coming on down the road.
Was it an older one?
It was an older one, and it was with that really sleek, sexy body on it.
Okay.
And
did it have T-tops?
No, I had a Firebird that had T-tops. That was my Pontiac.
Oh, man, I had one of those. I had a Firebird, and I had a Camaro. And I didn't know which one I liked better. They were just both great vehicles.
But our Corvette had to be one of those, do I want to say 1978 to 82, somewhere in that year range. But it still had like a good body on it, because they really don't rust out too fast or anything, do they?
No,
or do
not
they
at
rust
all.
out at all?
Well, a lot of those Corvettes back in the day, they were made of fiberglass.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one was.
Is that what it looked like? Like that? Something like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. We had a black one.
Those were bad cars, man. That was I can't say the word, but man, that's a sexy looking car.
It is, and that's what we had. What year
that's
is that? That's
an 82 Vet.
See, but right around 82.
Yeah, that's an 82
that's
Vet.
What we owned
and
at one
man,
time.
that was a sexy looking car back in the day.
Yeah.
But the body wasn't metal, it was fiberglass.
Do you see what I mean when I say it reminds you of a spider crawling down the road? Like that sexy kind of spider looking.
Oh, and you know what I loved about these Corvettes too? The headlights, they flipped up. When you turned them on, they like flipped around and they went on, and that was such a cool feature.
Right. Do you remember the Fieros? The
Pontiac Fiero.
Pontiac Fiero. They don't really make them anymore. I think I saw one on the road, though, not too long ago, and I'm like, wow, there's a Fiero.
There you go, right there.
Yeah.
That's like a miniature version.
They're like really low to the ground.
Yeah, it's like a mini version of a Corvette minus the dip in the nose.
And it's a hot. You're right. It's a hot looking little car.
Yeah, that's
very
another
sporty
sexy
little
looking
thing.
car. Yeah.
My friend in Wausau, Wisconsin, had a black one. I've seen white ones out on the road.
Yeah.
Pontiac Fiero.
Those are cool looking cars.
They are. And it's rare. It's really rare that you see one anymore.
But nothing beat the 82 Corvette. Oh, man, that was sexy.
I agree.
That was sexy.
That's like the one that I always wanted. And sure enough, back in I think it was 2007, we were living over by Langfield area in Port St. Lucie, and there was a nice black one for sale right down the street.
You were styling and profiling back then driving that Corvette. Man, I can just see you, windows down, the hair, wind blowing through your hair.
Yeah.
You got your aviator sunglasses on.
I liked driving it to the beach.
Arm up on the steering wheel, the other one out the window.
That was like a Sunday afternoon driver, where you're driving and you got like Patsy Cline way up high on the CD player.
Oh, yeah. Or how about the cassette deck?
Yeah, the cassette.
Right, they had cassette decks back in the day.
They did. There was probably
8-track
one,
players.
in that car, actually.
8-tracks.
Yeah.
That you had to fast forward through all the way to hear the song all over again.
Now, that one didn't have an 8-track. It might have had the cassette player in it, though, if I remember right. Yeah.
Man, somebody go find me a Corvette. 7:48 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's the Wednesday morning edition. It's time for news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin for the best deals in town on precious metals. It's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Florida is seeing a decrease in patients hospitalized because of COVID-19. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Service website said yesterday there were more than 2,000 fewer COVID patients at Florida hospitals than the week before. School district leaders in St. Lucie County are working to help students better learn while quarantining. WPTV's Derek Lowe reports.
At White City Elementary School,
typically it's about 20 minutes of a tutoring session.
Sierra Trabal is putting in extra hours to help students required to sit out.
My role as the quarantine support teacher is to support our students in their learning while they're on quarantine.
District leaders launched the new support system this year after academic performance fell last school year. Each campus has a set number of teachers dedicated to help.
We do know that Some students do much better when they have the support of an adult.
With math, I mean, if they are not seeing the teacher model through the problem and work through the problem with them and give them something as a guide, then that's where they have difficulty.
When students are notified that they're subject to quarantine, a support staff teacher will reach out right away.
I call the students or I set up the meeting and they join in onto my meeting and they'll see me. I'm looking at this computer, they see me, I see them.
From there, teachers like Sierra can help students work through assignments.
The parents are receptive and they're glad that somebody has called because it's a tough time. It can be overwhelming.
The tutoring is available typically after school lets out. District leaders say they plan to keep the program in place indefinitely.
But everybody's working to make sure that our kids are successful.
In St. Lucie County, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV.
Fight to restore federal pandemic unemployment compensation payments continues in Florida court. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
The initial lawsuit to restore boosts was announced in late July. Gia Caccaro among the plaintiffs.
Taking that $300 away is the exact amount I'm short on my bills every single month. And again, there's nobody hiring me. I'm a 52-year-old paralegal, and it's very difficult to find someone that will hire me.
The group alleged the state was required to use the federal money. But Circuit Judge J. Lane Smith disagreed, ruling last week DeSantis was within rights to withdraw early. He also questioned how claimants would be paid retroactively.
His entire ruling, the premise that he set out, is 100% politicized.
It was frustrating for Vanessa Brito, who helped organize the lawsuit.
So we want to try to give him a chance to do the right thing.
Brito's helped raise nearly $30,000 to support future legal challenges, which she says are coming. Attorneys planning to file a motion this week calling on the judge to reconsider his ruling. And if that doesn't work, an appeal in district court is next.
I want to see how many times they can really turn their back on people.
State officials, however, have applauded the circuit court's verdict. DEO saying in a statement it was, quote, the right decision legally and is proven to increase employment and workforce participation.
Yep, how about you, bud? All right, two grilled cheese, all right.
Critics question whether that's true, even as the state's economy recovers. Unemployment is below the national average, and Florida has seen 15 consecutive months of job growth.
New law enforcement officers in Florida could eventually receive a $5,000 signing bonus. Speaking in Lakeland on Tuesday, Governor Ron DeSantis announced a sweeping proposal to recruit and retain law enforcement officers in the Sunshine State. Part of the plan includes a $5,000 signing bonus for law enforcement officers who are new to Florida, including those who have recently entered the profession, along with veteran officers from other states who are relocating here. DeSantis said the goal is not to only recruit more law enforcement professionals to the Sunshine State, but also improve morale in this increasingly difficult and turbulent profession. The governor is asking the Florida legislature to take up the funding plan during next year's legislative session, which is slated to run from January 11 to March 11. Weather experts warn beachgoers to stay out of the ocean this week as Hurricane Larry creates potentially deadly riptides and waves anywhere from 4 to 7 feet along east central Florida shorelines. The storm is over 1,500 miles offshore, moving northwest at 9 miles per hour, but forecasters expect its 115-mile-per-hour winds will create hazardous conditions in western Atlantic waters through Friday. It's far from us, but the power that storm has still contributes to our surf conditions, said Cole Failing, a meteorologist with National Weather Service in Melbourne. The rip current is already going to be high starting today, but the wave heights increase Thursday through Friday. And lastly, Walt Disney World annual passes go back on sale today. Prices start at $399 plus tax. Okeechobee alum Cutter Crawford made his Major League Baseball debut for the Boston Red Sox on Sunday, earning a spot start against Cleveland at Fenway Park. Crawford went 2+ innings, allowed 5 hits, 5 earned runs, walked 2, and struck out 2 batters, topped out at 96 miles per hour on his fastball, and took the loss in Cleveland's 11-5 win. Our news time, 7:54, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
time I stepped into St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, I figured it would just be one of my many stops on my road to the perfect engagement ring. My fiancée means the world to me, so I wanted something extra special. I found a huge selection of engagement rings at great prices, and my worry about finding the perfect engagement ring was quickly replaced with exceptional customer service. St. Lucie Jewelry's over 400 five-star reviews really told the story. I finally picked a ring, and it was perfect. She was floored. And then the tears came.
Hi, this is Hawk Levy, owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We're now celebrating 26 years. Voted best diamond dealers, best jewelry buyers, and best jeweler year after year. Come celebrate with us in opening our third location at 1335 St. Lucie West Boulevard. We invite you to take a tour of our competition, but then come see us last.
$7:55 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
We do see an accident. This is in Fort Pierce on I-95 northbound at mile marker 126. This is at the entrance ramp, and we're not sure if there's any roadblock up that way from this accident. Florida Highway Patrol not currently giving out the details there, but that accident anyway, I-95 northbound, mile marker 126 up in Fort Pierce. If you see something, say something, give us a call at 220-9788 at 220-WSTU. It's 74 right now in Fort Pierce, and in Sparks, Nevada, it's 68. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly clear skies and rain-free for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, and scattered late-day showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, scattered showers and storms picking up during the evening hours. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours. Friday, hot and humid as highs climb to the low 90s. Scattered afternoon to evening showers and storms possible.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Professionals at Mark Breckville Certified Public Accountants are proud to sponsor Treasure Coast Solutions, a community service program designed to provide information you can use, a local perspective on national issues, local solutions to meet your individual concerns. At our firm, we believe that information is knowledge, and with knowledge comes the power to have a positive impact on our lives, businesses, schools, and community. If you would like one of our professionals to address your personal financial or business concerns, please give us a call to set up an appointment at 220-3380.
The world champion Tampa Bay Bucks host the Dallas Cowboys to open the 2021 season. Thursday night at 8 on the 8th on both WPSL and WSTU. The Dolphins travel to New England Sunday the 12th, 4:25 on WPSL. The NFL 2021 is brought to you by Hoskins, Turco, Lloyd & Lloyd, St. Lucie Draft House, Max Stuckey, Stewart Estate Attorney, Nice Air, Stimmels of Stewart, Seacoast Air Conditioning, and Las Brisas Mexican Restaurant in Fort Pierce.
For more than 30 years, European Kitchen and Bath has been providing the highest quality kitchen and bath products to their customers on the Treasure Coast. Designer fixtures and quality products at affordable prices. So whatever you need, a new sink and faucet to upgrade your current kitchen or bath, or if you're planning a full 100% makeover, European Kitchen and Bath will help you from start to finish. European Kitchen and Bath, serving the entire Treasure Coast. Visit their website, EuropeanSink.com.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
7:59 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. We're coming up on 8 o'clock right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next.
still can't leave. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Some Americans and our Afghan allies hope to take off from Afghanistan on charter flights still grounded at the airports.
The State Department, CENTCOM Command, and the Taliban had approved for this flight to leave at the last minute. As Americans were getting ready to get on that Freedom Bird, that's when the State Department said, nope, we have to vet the manifest once more.
Corey Mills is a U.S. Army veteran turned Florida Republican congressional candidate helping people evacuate.
Since then, they haven't had a flight that's gone out.
This is the Taliban, which took over Afghanistan as U.S. troops left, sets up a new government. Among their leaders, 4 former Guantanamo prisoners the U.S. set free in a prisoner swap for U.S. Army deserter Bo Bergdahl in 2014. Now, the U.S. is not officially recognizing that government, but President Biden says he expects China, Russia, and Iran to try to make arrangements with the Taliban. The president went to New York and New Jersey to survey the damage from Hurricane Ida's remnants.
The nation and the world are in peril. That's not hyperbole. Yeah. That is a fact.
Democrats are using the storm to push a $3.5 trillion spending plan that includes climate change mitigation. Republicans oppose it as too costly. A trial that dates back to ISIS's reign of terror starts today in Paris. Fox's Simon Owen monitoring it live.
And, Dave, this trial just began of 20 men charged over a night of ISIS attacks in Paris 6 years ago in which 130 people were killed. The defendants include a man who's believed to be the only surviving member of the terror cell, Salah Abdeslam. He told the court as the hearing started that he is a soldier of the Islamic State. The trial is the largest in French history. It's being held under tight security and is scheduled to last 9 months. Dave?
Simon, the earth quaked overnight in Mexico. That's what it sounded like near Acapulco as buildings shook. Stuff fell off shelves. One man was killed. America's listening to Fox News.
Warner Brothers Pictures presents Cry Macho, the story of being lost and found as Clint Eastwood returns as Mike Milo, a one-time rodeo star who then takes a job from an ex-boss to bring the man's young son home from Mexico. The unlikely pair face a challenging journey. The only road home is through redemption. Now, you'll be able to see it in theaters and on HBO Max for 31 days. September the 17th. It's rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for kids under 13.
Refinance to today's low mortgage rates, and you could save up to $1,000 a month, plus tens of thousands in long-term savings. It just takes a 10-minute call to American Financing to get started. You'll get a custom loan with incredible savings. No pressure, no upfront fees. Pre-qualify for free at 800-777-8109 or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Just days before we remember 9/11, 20 years later, 2 more victims of the terror attacks have been identified from the World Trade Center site in New York, where Twin Towers were hit by planes and collapsed. Hundreds more of the nearly 3,000 who died have yet to be identified. This is the terrorists behind those attacks were back in a military courtroom.
5 key planners of the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil back in court for the first time in more than 500 days. Among them, 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, seen smiling and waving at his fellow prisoners and reporters behind his trademark orange beard. The court hearing paused 2 hours after it began over a procedural issue. Much like all the hearings in nearly a decade, there is no trial date set. In Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
There were another 261,000 COVID cases reported in the U.S. yesterday, though those numbers are typically higher after a weekend, and this was the long Labor Day weekend. Also, another 1,500 deaths reported in the surge of COVID back to January levels. Nearly 3/4 of Americans 12 and older have had at least one COVID vaccine dose. And in the attempt to get more to get the shots, there are vaccine mandates by companies in some communities. That is being challenged in Tucson, Arizona.
Republican Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich has declared Tucson's vaccine mandate for city employees illegal. The decision means the city now has 30 days to repeal the mandate or lose millions of dollars in state funding. Brnovich cites a state law enacted this summer banning local governments requiring employees get vaccinated and an August executive order signed by Governor Doug Ducey. But a Pima County judge last month rejected a Tucson police union's challenge of the vaccine mandate. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures down modestly ahead of today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
With any business, the most valuable asset are the people and the teams, no matter how small or large the organization. Hi, I'm Catherine Colhane, Associate Director for the Florida SBDC at Indian River State College. Let us help your organization turbocharge your team. As a certified driving forces analyst, I will help management work more effectively with your people, increase and improve communication, reduce conflict and stress, better understand strengths and weaknesses so that your people are properly aligned in their jobs. Hire the right people. Let the Florida SBDC at IRSC transform your company using a customized assessment system, knowledge, and resources. Grow and accelerate your organization by turbocharging your team. To get started, contact the Florida SBDC at IRSC.
For confidential one-on-one business consulting at no cost, contact the Florida SBDC at IRSC at 336-6285. Online at irscbiz.com.
Hi, this is Denny Artachi, your host. When is the last time you did a checkup for your retirement plans? Are you getting enough income? How about minimizing taxes? And what's the plan in case you get sick? When is the last time you looked at your life insurance? You might be able to get better coverage with more benefits. So give me a call. 561-537-5897. That's 561-537-5897. Advisory services offered through Blackridge Asset Management, a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Peak Bridge Brokerage Services, LLC. Blackridge Asset Management is a separate and independent entity from Peak Brokerage Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Appreciate that. Hour number 3 for you and me, September the 8th, 2021.
That may be the stupidest idea you've ever had, and you've had some pretty stupid ones.
Oh, some ideas are stupid and some are not.
I'll be back.
All right, you go do what you got to do and come back, okay?
Would you like me to order you another bright green Speedo like Borat?
I don't know. I don't think I look too good in a Speedo. 8:07 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Mr. Clock, would you certify the time, please?
It's now 8:07 a.m.
8:07 a.m. and joining us on our line right now, I do believe, I've never done it this way before, but I'm hoping and praying it is Taryn Kryzda, Martin County Administrator. Hi, Taryn.
Yes, it is. Sorry I was late. I spilt my water all over the kitchen.
That's okay. Water's easier to clean up than coffee.
Yes. Well, coffee's too precious to be spilling.
Oh my gosh, that's like a commodity.
Yeah, it's
definitely like a commodity.
And better the water than the cranberry juice or something like that, where it's going to stain up all over.
I have one of those tall turvis, and I don't know what I did. I just knocked it all over, and it went everywhere. So I was trying to clean up my mess.
That's all right. No big deal.
I mopped the floor this morning.
Oh, okay.
Well,
all
you
right.
got something done.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
That's always a good feeling.
So you all doing well after a long Labor Day weekend? Hopefully you got some time off.
Yeah, it was nice. Actually for 2 weeks in a row, we had Monday off, which was nice.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they gave us the VIP treatment. So
well, you're in that
palatial
studio. So what else can you ask?
I know, right? Did you hear that? Even Taryn knows we're in palatial studios.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
So what's going on with Martin County these days? We had the sheriff on yesterday, and boy,
good.
That was a gut-wrenching interview yesterday. A poor 23-year-old single mom that was murdered by that family friend.
Yeah. You know, the sheriff does an awesome job. We're just so thankful to live in a county where law enforcement is on their game all the time, you know, and we just sometimes take it for granted. So we can't thank them enough for their service and what they do for us and how they protect us and our families. And, you know, unfortunately, when there are those bad incidents, they're able to solve them and get, you know, resolution for the family as soon as possible. So, but we didn't have a meeting yesterday. We're going to be meeting this coming Tuesday coming up. Right now we're kind of focusing on a couple of 911 anniversary celebrations. There's a lot going on. We've got some references on our website. We're having an event. They're doing a bridge walk at 8:30, starting at Jock Layton Park and walking over the Veterans Memorial Bridge and ending up on the other side. And they'll have transport going back and forth. So that's taking place on Saturday, and then in the evening there's a couple of memorials that are going on throughout the county. So, again, if you want to participate or, are interested, just go on our website, or you can type it anywhere, 911 Memorials, Martin County, and you'll see a list of different things pop up. But on next Tuesday, we've got a board meeting, and we've got a couple of good presentations. We're going to talk about our land acquisitions, and how we, where we're going to focus our next efforts as far as acquiring more environmentally sensitive lands, those that need to be preserved. And then we're also going to talk about our economic impact that we had done on the COVID impacts to Martin County. And that was an interesting report, because when you looked at it, you obviously could see where the dips were in those months when our activities from an economic standpoint, people weren't buying, people were kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. There was, concerns about commodities being available and different things like that. So, but we're slowly getting ourselves back on track. And that's good for us here in Martin County. And it's good for everybody. I see downtown Stewart's busy. Now with the kids back in school, traffic is busy, and we're slowly getting ourselves back, to a ebb and flow that I think will be our new norm, if that's the right term.
Is it just me, or does it seem like the traffic is busier? Wow, I was out last night, like right around probably between 4 and 6 o'clock, I guess, which is drive time.
Right.
But it just seemed more busier yesterday than usual here.
Well, I don't know if the kids were off of school yesterday in St. Lucie, but they were off here in Martin County. I think we're getting more people staying longer. I think with some of the travel restrictions still impeding folks' ability to go back and forth, at least what I'm hearing from some folks is usually after Labor Day and before Halloweenish, they start going back. They start coming back, and they start going back. So you'll see
more.
More people will be coming here, I would anticipate, for the winter.
Sure, after Labor Day. Yeah, I'm sure more are always coming in after Labor Day.
Right. So you're going to see a little bit more. Plus, I'm hearing more and more people are staying, that used to go back and forth. They've decided to just kind of stay in one place for a while and see how things fare out.
So many people moving here and buying housing and buying lots. I see lots. I see the woods just falling apart all over the place where I live.
Yeah, there's a lot of development going on, particularly in St. Lucie County. There's a lot of development going on. I mean,
oh my gosh! Everywhere I turn and drive, every block, there's a new house going up where I live.
You know what's funny? You're gonna find this funny, but people like on my massage table too who live here, like in Martin County, find it funny when I say this. Like I come to Stewart all the time, and I always come to Palm City to work, but it's kind of like when I'm driving through Stewart, I go, where do people live? Where are all the houses? Because I only come to this downtown area here. And
right, you're coming down US 1, which is not a high residential corridor.
Yeah, and I don't know where anybody even lives here because I've never seen the houses really. Like you got to go out to the country or something, right?
Well, they have good buffers too. So a lot of your developments off of US 1, they'll have a long drive in. You won't see the housing up against Federal Highway. I mean, that's a very busy corridor, so you're going to want yourself buffered away. So those developments that do have the residential components are well hidden.
Yeah, because I know I've been out to them in the wealthy area out in Port Salerno, in developments out there, out on the water, and I guess. Or maybe out on the country farms and everything if you go on Canner Highway and that, right? Maybe that's
right.
where...
You got to get off the beaten path a little bit.
Which I never do.
Yeah.
So it's time for me to
you got to venture out a little bit more, Bonnie.
I know, right? Yeah, it's true. I have to learn Martin County more. I'll admit to it.
Yeah.
I love coming to the fair here. The fair is always incredible. That I know where the fair is.
Well, speaking of that, it'll be here in less than 4 or 5 months. So it's usually in February. So, that's right around the corner. Now that Labor Day is behind us, we've got Halloween coming up, and then,
Oh, yeah, that'll be
Thanksgiving and Christmas. And
back in February, I think. February, and I think it's, if I heard right, it's going to be back out at the old, or the regular place again.
Yes. They're not ready to go out. So that is one thing that we've had out at the fairgrounds in western Martin County. We've got a charter school that's interested in coming in and providing kind of like the Wolf or the IRSC has with the Wolf Technology Center, where they focus on one component. This charter school will be geared toward high school individuals that want to learn some trades and prepare themselves for some of the jobs that we have here in Martin County relative to, out here at Triumph, what they could be doing relative to aeronautical, some of those kinds of things, medical fields, different things like that. So we're really excited for that will be taking off. And I think that will be a good shot in the arm for that site to get the fairgrounds started.
That's excitement brewing right there. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh, and I was reading too, Taryn, you were talking about schools. There's some stats came out today too, let's see, since the first day of school in Martin County, 127 students and 18 staff have tested positive for coronavirus.
And we're gonna continue to see those that dynamic, I think. Yes, as of yesterday, our numbers here, we had just in the county itself 125 new cases, and so we continue to monitor that. I don't have on here how many of them were school age, but what is interesting is how many of them are in your younger age group. So your 10 to 13 seem to be kind of carrying the load. For those from the age of 4 to 18, there's 73 of those. So, it's just but the numbers, when you look at from the weekly perspective, since the beginning of August, they're starting to trend a little bit down. So that's promising.
That is promising news, yeah.
How are the hospitals doing with hospital beds and ICU beds and things like that, Taryn?
They seem to be able to manage. They have seen a decline in those. Their issue is more of a staffing issue. I think.
Right.
They're having a hard time keeping. People get tired. I mean, you can only work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day for so long before you start to get burned out. So. They are. I've not heard whether or not they've started elective surgeries back again. I think that they'll just continue to be very cautious as they proceed. They try to keep most of those patients at the north so that they can keep their facility at what they call south, pretty much COVID clean. But they continue to keep up with it so far. I'm knocking on wood because that's that's a huge influx, and they've got tradition too. And then if they need to, they can always transport patients to some of their other facilities.
Right.
So they're hanging in there so far.
Exactly, and things are good in your offices. Everybody's doing well there as well.
Yeah, we've had we seem to be we've had our little surges here and there where we've had pockets of employees that have had to be off because they've had some exposure or they're being quarantined because their kids have had exposure. But 9 times out of 10, if they can work from home, we're going to accommodate. We're going to do our best to make sure that we continue to keep our operations as least impacted as we possibly can.
All right, sounds great. That's Taryn Kryzda, Martin County Administrator. She's on the program each and every Wednesday at this time, catching us up to date on all things pertaining to Martin County. Taryn, always our pleasure to have you on the program, and we look forward to speaking with you next week.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Have a great day. It's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,800.90 an ounce, and silver opening up at $24.34 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin.
The first time I stepped into St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, I figured it would just be one of my many stops on my road to the perfect engagement ring. My fiancée means the world to me, so I wanted something extra special. I found a huge selection of engagement rings at great prices, and my worry about finding the perfect engagement ring was quickly replaced with exceptional customer service. St. Lucie Jewelry's over 400 five-star reviews really told the story. I finally picked a ring, and it was perfect. She was floored, and then the tears came.
Hi. This is Hawk Levy, owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We're now celebrating 26 years, voted best diamond dealers, best jewelry buyers, and best jeweler year after year. Come celebrate with us in opening our third location at 1335 St. Lucie West Boulevard. We invite you to take a tour of our competition, but then come see us last.
8:21 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Fight to restore federal pandemic unemployment compensation payments continues in Florida court. And WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders with the story.
The initial lawsuit to restore boosts was announced in late July. Gia Caccaro among the plaintiffs.
Taking that $300 away is the exact amount I'm short on my bills every single month. And again, there's nobody hiring me. I'm a 52-year-old paralegal, and it's very difficult to find someone that would hire me.
The group alleged the state was required to use the federal money. But Circuit Judge J. Lane Smith disagreed, ruling last week DeSantis was within rights to withdraw early. He also questioned how claimants would be paid retroactively.
His entire ruling, the premise that he set out, is 100% politicized.
It was frustrating for Vanessa Brito, who helped organize the lawsuit.
So we want to try to give him a chance to do the right thing.
Brito's helped raise nearly $30,000 to support future legal challenges, which she says are coming. Attorneys planning to file a motion this week calling on the judge to reconsider his ruling. And if that doesn't work, an appeal in district court is next.
I want to see how many times they can really turn their back on people.
State officials, however, have applauded the circuit court's verdict. DEO saying in a statement it was, quote, the right decision legally and has proven to increase employment and workforce participation.
Yep, how about you, bud? Two grilled cheese, all right.
Critics question whether that's true, even as the state's economy recovers. Unemployment is below the national average, and Florida has seen 15 consecutive months of job growth.
Hundreds of students, teachers, and other school employees across the Treasure Coast already have tested positive for the coronavirus since the school year began 2 weeks ago, and numbers continue to increase daily. In August, more than 1,100 students and hundreds of staff in Indian River, Martin, and St. Lucie County schools tested positive, records show. By Tuesday, that number had increased to 1,924 students combined since the first day of school. Indian River and St. Lucie County Schools' first day was August 10. In Martin County, it was August 11. So how many students and staff tested positive last week? St. Lucie County, the largest of the three districts, saw the largest number of cases between August 30th through September 5, with 365 students and 42 staff members testing positive for the virus, according to the district. Since the first day of school, 819 students and 208 staff have tested positive. In Martin County, 127 students and 18 staff tested positive for the virus, according to the district. Overall, 365 students and 67 staff have tested positive since the first day of school. A $1,000 reward is being offered for information about a missing Okeechobee County woman police say was last seen over a year ago. Kelly Nicole Sherman, age 33, was last seen on May 10 of 2020 in the area of 605 Northeast Park Street in Okeechobee. She has red hair and blue eyes and weighs between 115 and 120 pounds. Police say Kelly has cherries tattoos on the right side of her abdomen and stars on her foot. Anyone with information about Kelly Nicole Sherman is urged to call the Okeechobee City Police Department at 863-763-5521. Yet another monoclonal antibody treatment center is operating in Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis was on hand for the opening in St. Cloud in Osceola County. The governor says vaccinations remain our top preventative measure.
But once you're infected, the vaccine does not treat the disease. So they're two parts, they're just different sides of the coin. So I think it's both. I think you got to do both.
Meanwhile, COVID cases, hospitalizations, and positivity rates have all declined in the past week, but deaths across Florida have increased up to 36%. The student mask mandate controversy is heating up again today in two separate courtrooms.
15 children with disabilities are suing the governor and the state education commissioner, arguing this afternoon in Miami federal court the student mask mandate ban violates the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Schools have a responsibility to ensure that they have a safe environment. And by not having a mask mandate, it puts them at risk.
Matthew Dietz says they're also suing 8 school boards with temporary mask mandates, fearing they could buckle to threats. The governor has repeatedly argued the legislature passed the Parents' Bill of Rights, giving moms and dads, not schools, the final say over health and education issues, including mask use. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
Lastly, Monica Lewinsky doesn't need an apology from former President Bill Clinton, but she believes he should want to apologize for the affair that led to headlines in tabloids across the world in the 90s. Lewinsky said in an interview with today's Savannah Guthrie, quote, "There was a long period before my life changed in the last 6 or 7 years where I felt a lot in terms of there not being this resolution. I'm very grateful that I don't have that feeling anymore." Lewinsky is a producer on the new series American Crime Story Impeachment, which is a dramatization of her life when she was entangled with Bill Clinton. Well, Clinton Portis was among 3 former NFL players who have pleaded guilty for their roles in a nationwide scheme to defraud a health care program for retired NFL players. The U.S. Justice Department said on Tuesday the 40-year-old Portis, a former running back who was drafted by the Broncos in 2002 and spent the bulk of his career with Washington, faces a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. He is scheduled to be sentenced on January 6th. News time is at 8:28, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
Professionals at Mark Breckville Certified Public Accountants are proud to sponsor Treasure Coast Solutions, a community service program designed to provide information you can use, a local perspective on national issues, local solutions to meet your individual concerns. At our firm, we believe that information is knowledge, and with knowledge comes the power to have a positive impact on our lives, businesses, schools, and community. If you would like one of our professionals to address your personal financial or business concerns, please give us a call to set up an appointment at 220-3380.
8:28, the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
And we bring us the latest traffic report, what we're seeing on I-95 northbound up in Fort Pierce at the entrance ramp at mile marker 126. There is an accident up that way, and once again, Florida Highway Patrol not indicating if there's a block, if there's a backup in that area from that incident. However, it is on I-95 northbound Fort Pierce at mile marker 126. Going to see some activity. Back here in Martin County, the roads are looking clear right now. If you see something, say something. Give us a call at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. Under a clear sky this morning. It's 77 here in Stuart, and it's 75 Port St. Lucie. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly clear skies and rain-free for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, and scattered late-day showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, scattered showers and storms picking up during the evening hours. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours. Friday, hot and humid as highs climb to the low 90s. Scattered afternoon to evening showers and storms possible.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Just imagine finding a doctor who listens. Imagine a doctor who cares, who takes time to understand you and your lifestyle better. Imagine an entire care team dedicating to helping you live your best life. You don't have to imagine. WellMed is redefining aging with our unique approach to care designed by physicians to help you stay as healthy as possible. Learn more about our recognized model of care at discoverwellmed.com.
For more than 30 years, European Kitchen and Bath has been providing the highest quality kitchen and bath products to their customers on the Treasure Coast. Designer fixtures and quality products at affordable prices. So whatever you need, a new sink and faucet to upgrade your current kitchen or bath, or if you're planning a full 100% makeover, European Kitchen and Bath will help you from start to finish. European Kitchen and Bath, serving the entire Treasure Coast. Visit their website, EuropeanSink.com.
Florida real estate is hotter than the weather. Now is a great time to find that dream home. I'm Eileen Simons, Realtor with eXp Realty. Join me for My Dream Home every Monday morning at 10 on WPSL and WSTU. We'll talk about real estate, answer your questions, interview guest experts, have featured listings, and a featured community each week. That's My Dream Home radio show, Mondays at 10 on WPSL and WSTU, or listen on Alexa, Google Home, or on the TuneIn app.
The Marlins host the New York Mets Tuesday and Wednesday on WSTU. The New York Mets and the Yankees will have a special 20th anniversary 911 game Saturday night at a special time, 6:30 on WPSL 1590. The Mets give way to the Dolphins on Sunday. Major League Baseball is brought to you by the Indian River State College Athletic Department, Seacoast Air Conditioning, Las Brisas Mexican Restaurant in Fort Pierce, Knees Air, Hoskins, Turkle, White & Lloyd, St. Lucie Draft House, Max Ducky, Stewart Estate Attorney, and Stimmels of Stewart.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:33 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie, and it's time for Randy Segal's Space Report. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning to you, sir. Well, it was on this date in history that we heard those famous words, space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise, its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Yep, today, 1966, we had the beginning of Star Trek, which has been an icon ever since. In 1967, NASA's Surveyor 5 spacecraft was launched, headed for a soft landing on the moon. In 2000, astronauts on board the space shuttle STS-106 prepared the Space Hab double module to learn how working in space can help everything up there. In 2004, we had the sample return from a comet. Yep. We were able to return a piece of a comet, and it crash-landed on this date in history after they had a problem with the drone chute. But we were able to still get good results from the Genesis mission. And then the OSIRIS-REx mission was launched on this date in history. So we've had a lot of space launches took place, but there's a lot more coming up. On board the International Space Station, the crew continues to do a lot of work in preparation for another spacewalk, actually 2 spacewalks coming up within a week's time. One of those spacewalks will be by 2 Russian cosmonauts, Peter Dubrov and Oleg Novitsky. They'll go out again to continue outfitting their Nokia module. For the United States, the astronauts will go out to work on the P4 truss segment of the station to install a 3rd set of rollout solar arrays. Commander Akihiko Hoshide from the Japanese Space Agency, along with Thomas Pasqua from the European Space Agency, will don their spacesuits on Sunday to begin their spacewalk at 8:30 a.m. Meanwhile, inside the space station, Megan MacArthur spent a lot of time working on microgravity and how it affects drug metabolism. She first received genetic samples. She got genetic samples from a science freezer, analyzed them to help understand the biological changes in space and monitor astronauts' health. So, a lot going on. Coming up, we will have the launch on probably Sunday, October 31st, of the next crew headed for the International Space Station. Crew 3, consisting of Raja Chari, Thomas Marshburn, Caleb Barron, and European Space Agency's Matthias Mauser, are scheduled to launch on a 6-month mission to the International Space Station. There will be about a 2-week crossover where astronauts will remain on board the station, so you'll have a full complement, to say the least, of astronauts on board that station. The mission teams are targeting no earlier than April 15th of next year for SpaceX Crew 4. That Crew 4 will consist of Kajil Lindgren, Bob Hines, and European Space Agency astronaut Samantha Cristofiorte. She'll be going back into space along with another crew member. So you're going to have astronauts on board the station handing over duties to another, and the largest crew on board the International Space Station. The Russians are also training Anna Kokina to go to the space station. She is the only woman currently in the Russian cadre of cosmonauts, and she's expected to fly sometime in the next year or so. Currently, she's acting as a backup astronaut. Environmentalists have accused Elon Musk's spaceport in Boca Chica, Texas, of being a threat to wildlife. This is something that has been going on for some time, and SpaceX is trying to show that they are not an environmental hazard. They did environmental studies way back in 2011 when they first decided to use Boca Chica as a launch site. And the environmentalists are really still concerned, especially with SpaceX getting ready to launch a new cadre of rockets from that particular center. Companies that are offering launch services for small satellites are having a hard time putting a price tag on what the cost will be per kilogram going into space. Depending on whatever rocket you use and depending on the size of your payload, the amount of money can differ dramatically. You may be able to find a cheaper ride into orbit. However, you can't find the rocket that wants to take your payload at the price you want to pay. Speaking about payloads, on Mars, the Perseverance rover has successfully sealed the first Mars sample in a test tube, which is hermetically sealed, that will be brought back to Earth. The exact timing we don't know, because another spacecraft will have to fly up to Mars, pick up the samples, and then return it. Currently, though, the Perseverance is stopping at various locations, and they are getting set to continually drill into the Martian surface and then put them into the hermetically sealed tubes. The first try failed because the samples crumbled and they couldn't get them in. But now they believe they're in a position to continually do that. Meanwhile, the Chinese on Mars continue to have their Zhurong rover return pictures and get more data from the Martian surface. China has been highly successful in doing that, and they intend to continue their exploration into the future. Russia is examining, if you can believe this or not, a site back in 2018 where one of their rockets failed. A Soyuz FG rocket crashed in October of 2018 due to a problem with the spacecraft. As a result, it contaminated the soil. And now they're still trying to figure out exactly what happened. The work that they're doing right now is affecting cattle and small rodents. So they're taking tests from them to make sure everything will be okay in that area. They intend to complete their survey in November of this year at a cost of $167,949. We also know that Dmitry Rogozin from Russia has invited Elon Musk to his house. Yep. He says he wants to discuss going into space and discuss with Musk everything that's related to how SpaceX is flying. What makes this even more interesting is he even said, our tea kettle is on the stove, heating up the water. So come on over. Let's have a discussion about space. This comes at a time when NASA and the European Space Agency are getting ready to start their Gateway mission to the moon, which will eventually end up landing astronauts back on the lunar surface. That first step on that lunar surface will be a female astronaut for the United States. Lastly, we want to tell you that COVID-19 continues to be a major problem because they can't get enough oxygen in order to use the liquid oxygen for flights into space. Tomorrow we're going to tell you about a Chinese satellite as well as the United Nations approving a training center for Russia. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Segal with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time, giving us the latest and greatest, all things pertaining to outer space. It is 8:43 right now. News time, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, it's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning once again. Florida is seeing a decrease in patients hospitalized because of COVID-19. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Service website said yesterday there were more than 2,000 fewer COVID patients at Florida hospitals than the week before. School district leaders in St. Lucie County are working to help students better learn while quarantining. WPTV's Derek Lowe reporting.
At White City Elementary School.
Typically, it's about 20 minutes of a tutoring session.
Sierra Trabal is putting in extra hours to help students required to sit out.
My role as the quarantine support teacher is to support our students in their learning while they're on quarantine.
District leaders launched the new support system this year after academic performance fell last school year. Each campus has a set number of teachers dedicated to help.
We do know that some students do much better when they have the support of an adult.
With math, I mean, if they are not seeing the teacher model through the problem and work through the problem with them and give them something as a guide, then that's where they have difficulty.
When students are notified that they're subject to quarantine, a support staff teacher will reach out right away.
I call the students or I set up the meeting and they join in onto my meeting and they'll see me. I'm looking at this computer, they see me, I see them.
From there, teachers like Sierra can help students work through assignments.
The parents are receptive and they're glad that somebody has called because it's a tough time. It can be overwhelming.
The tutoring is available typically after school lets out. District leaders say they plan to keep the program in place indefinitely.
But everybody's working to make sure that our kids are successful.
In St. Lucie County, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV.
New law enforcement officers in Florida could eventually receive a $5,000 signing bonus. Speaking in Lakeland on Tuesday, Governor Ron DeSantis announced a sweeping proposal to recruit and retain law enforcement officers in the Sunshine State. Part of the plan includes a $5,000 signing bonus for law enforcement officers who are new to Florida, including those who have recently entered the profession, along with veteran officers from other states who are relocating here. DeSantis said the goal is to not only recruit more law enforcement professionals to the Sunshine State, but also improve morale in this increasingly difficult and turbulent profession. The governor is asking the Florida legislature to take up the funding plan during next year's legislative session, which is slated to run from January 11 to March 11. The suspected gunman in Sunday's quadruple homicide in Polk County remains in custody on charges of first-degree murder. 33-year-old Brian Riley of Brandon is accused of randomly targeting and killing 4 members of a family in Lakeland. Sheriff Grady Judd says detectives have been talking to Riley's girlfriend.
And she said she had been dating him approximately 4 years. She said he had PTSD. I've seen him depressed. I've never seen him violent.
The sole survivor of the attack, an 11-year-old girl who was shot 7 times, is listed in critical but stable condition at Tampa General Hospital. Weather experts warn that beachgoers to stay out of the ocean this week, as Hurricane Larry creates potentially deadly riptides and waves anywhere from 4 to 7 feet along east central Florida shorelines. The storm is over 1,500 miles offshore, moving northwest at 9 miles per hour, but forecasters expect its 115-mile-per-hour winds will create hazardous conditions in western Atlantic waters through Friday. The federal weather scientists issued a rip current statement Tuesday saying there was a high risk of the deadly offshore moving currents. And lastly, tailgating is back for Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. The team announced tailgating will be permitted at Raymond James Stadium for tomorrow night's season opener against the Dallas Cowboys, and masks will be encouraged but not required. And right here in our high school football, through 2 weeks of the high school football season, many unknowns are still out there for teams, as only 3 have played 2 games and 2 teams have yet to step onto the field. Of the teams that played in week 2, Vero Beach picked up a nice bounce-back victory against Bardo, pulling away in the 4th quarter. Centennial and Fort Pierce Central also were impressive, securing their first wins of 2021. Yes, we did see St. Lucie West Centennial High School beating Key West at the South County Stadium here in Port St. Lucie on Friday evening. Our news time is 8:48, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
Time I stepped into St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, I figured it would just be one of my many stops on my road to the perfect engagement ring. My fiancée means the world to me, so I wanted something extra special. I found a huge selection of engagement rings at great prices, and my worry about finding the perfect engagement ring was quickly replaced with exceptional customer service. St. Lucie Jewelry's over 400 5-star reviews really told the story. I finally picked a ring, and it was perfect. She was floored. And then the tears came.
Hi, This is Hawk Levy, owner of St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. We're now celebrating 26 years. Voted best diamond dealers, best jewelry buyers, and best jeweler year after year. Come celebrate with us in opening our third location at 1335 St. Lucie West Boulevard. We invite you to take a tour of our competition, but then come see us last.
8:49 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's the Wednesday morning edition. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Seeing that accident this morning, it's on I-95 northbound in Fort Pierce at mile marker 126. And there's not any roadblocks, so if you're heading up that way, I-95 northbound in Fort Pierce, there's an accident, but traffic moving through there okay. Back here in Martin County, it's looking like a good ride. Major highways right here are clear, and the streets and roads throughout Stewart, Palm City, looking good right now. There's your latest look at traffic. Stewart, 78 degrees, and it's 69 and cloudy in Helen, Georgia. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly clear skies and rain-free for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, and scattered late-day showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, scattered showers and storms picking up during the evening hours. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy downpours. Friday, hot and humid as highs climb to the low 90s. Scattered afternoon to evening showers and storms possible.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Professionals at Mark Breckville Certified Public Accountants are proud to sponsor Treasure Coast Solutions, a community service program designed to provide information you can use, a local perspective on national issues, local solutions to meet your individual concerns. At our firm, we believe that information is knowledge, and with knowledge comes the power to have a positive impact on our lives, businesses, schools, and community. If you would like one of our professionals to address your personal financial or business concerns, please give us a call to set up an appointment at 220-3380.
Are you looking for your dream home? I am Eileen Simons, a licensed realtor with eXp Realty. My team and I can help you find your dream home on the Treasure Coast and beyond. I bring 20-plus years experience with the residential real estate market, helping both buyers and sellers achieve their dreams. Call or text me at 772-200-5105 or visit our website at mydreamhomeusa.com.
The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over.
What are you waiting for? Call the Slim Body Laser Spa in Stewart today and start losing inches today. That's right, lose belly fat, your double chin, flabby thighs, upper arm fat. Well, you get the picture. In a short series of laser-assisted weight loss treatments, you can lose inches of unwanted fat. Call 223-5885.
The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over.
Lose weight, feel great, and look fantastic with a little help from Dr. Fred J. Rizacker of Slim Body Laser Spa, East Ocean Boulevard in Stewart. And they're online. Visit their website, slimbodylaser.com. In a few short treatments, you'll see results. Lose 3, 6, even 9 inches of unwanted belly fat. The wait is over. Call today, 223-5885. That's 223-5885.
The Slim Body Laser Spa, the wait is over.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Do you ever feel there's a million forms every time they go back to their schools and dorms? Do you ever feel a little deja vu because every form, it seems the same to you? Do you ever feel like you shouldn't need to give your great Aunt Edna's medical history?
Hey, Mom, do we have a family history of gout?
Electronics use, expectations form, that's your favorite one. It's basically saying, hey, you will pay for the lab. top will break when we spill lemonade on the second flipping day. It's back to school paperwork.
That's a parody of Katy Perry's Firework. It's called Paperwork, Bonnie. Paperwork.
I think I like that version even better than Katy Perry's Firework.
Okay. Pretty good. I give the Holderness family. I give them on a scale of 1 to 10. I give them an 8 on that one.
I'll give them a 7.
Okay,
to
I'll
be
take
fair.
that. 15 points total.
All right.
Wonder what the old man down the road gives them. What do you give them, old man?
Well, I give him. Well, Edna, what do you think?
What's Edna? What's Edna think?
She says she gives him a 9.
A 9. Oh, okay.
She must really like the Holderness.
Wow. Okay. All right. Very good.
She must really like them then.
Very good. How are you today, old man? How's things going? You don't sound like your normal dapper self this morning. What's going on?
I've been a little tired. We've been driving. We're heading to Las Vegas. Edna says she wants to see Sin City again.
Oh, jeez. She's not going to sin, I hope, right?
Well, I'm not going to go that far.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, just keep Edna in tow, okay?
Well, she's in tow, all right. She's in the back. We're towing her on the left.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You have that brand new camper because you guys hit the lottery, from what I can remember, Bonnie. They hit the lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
He's living large now.
I
He's
guess
making
so.
more money than us.
Don't gamble it all away in Vegas.
Yeah.
Be careful.
We're good. Well, it's like they said, you don't want to bet the farm on certain things.
Well, that's
So
true.
we're not going to bet. We're not even going to bet the camper on this one.
Well, don't. I wouldn't do that. I definitely wouldn't do that. Hey, real quick, old man, I want to test your knowledge with a quick round of slogan off here, okay? I'm going to read a slogan, and you have to tell me what you think it is, okay? What the item is.
All righty.
All right, here we go. Looks like you just had a sip of a beverage there. Okay, here we go.
My chocolate milk.
All right, very good. Here we go. The pause that refreshes. The pause that refreshes. What do you think it is?
The pause that refreshes.
Yeah, what do you think it is?
Gosh. I know an antacids.
No. Incorrect. Bonnie, you want to take a stab at it? Pause that refreshes.
Maybe a pause for some Gatorade.
Coca-Cola.
Oh, right.
All right.
Oh, my
beverage.
goodness.
All right, here we go, old man.
They
You
keep
ready?
changing it.
Here we go, old man. Breakfast of Champions.
Oh, that's Wheaties. Breakfast of
Very
Champions.
good. Okay.
I always see Bruce Jenner on my box of Wheaties.
There you
Whenever
go.
Wheaties, Bruce Jenner comes to mind.
All right, here you go, old man. Here's another one. All the news that's fit to print.
Or the news is fit to print.
Yeah.
Would that be the Palm Beach Post? No.
Incorrect. Bonnie, what do you think?
The Stewart News.
Incorrect. It's the New York Times.
I was
All right.
going to say that, but I want to stay away from New York.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go, old man. Here's another one for you. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't. Oh, gosh. That is right. What is that? Oh, she says she's not going to give me help.
Okay. What do you think it is?
Oh,
5 seconds.
sometimes you feel like a nut. Oh, I know what it is. My
Bonnie, what do you
goodness.
think it is?
I think Edna would love an Almond Joy. I'm sure she loves the coconut.
Very good.
Yes. Oh,
All right,
my goodness.
here we go. Last one, old man. Good to the last drop.
Oh, my goodness. Is that Folgers?
Bonnie?
Oh, it must be Maxwell House then. I knew it was one of the two.
Oh,
All I
okay.
got to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
is Bonnie kicked your butt
Oh,
today.
Today.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
She kicked your butt today, old man.
We'll have another round sometime.
We will.
Yes,
We'll
go
invite you
have-
in for another round.
Go have another round on me and go have a beverage. How's that, okay?
So what should I put on the craps table? 13 black.
Yeah, 15 black. Yeah, please. 15 black.
Okay.
15 black
Okay.
and 30 on 30 red.
Okay.
All right, very good. Have a great time. Have a great time in Vegas, old man.
Okay, you too down there.
Say goodnight, old man.
Later.
Say goodnight,
Good night,
old man. There we go. That's the old man down the road, Bonnie.
Yeah, he's glad he's in Vegas. Glad somebody is in Vegas having a good time.
Hey, remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside, folks. Make it a great day.
Yeah, enjoy your middle of the week. Stay productive. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye. We'll see you in 21 hours right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.